You hear that? It's like the pulse of the street, a hole in the chest.
Yo, what up, my people? It's your boy Radical. I want to give a huge shout out to everybody watching right now, everybody streaming, everybody hearing the live stream, and a huge shout out to everybody hearing the playback. You know what I mean? Big, huge announcement. First of all, let's like, share, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? And I just want to give you guys a little bit of a background. So the guest that I'm going to introduce, I completely forgot to be honest with you what we're going to debate about, but we'll get into that. We was going to debate, I think, on Twitter Space, but I don't know how to use it like that. So I say, man, so just do it on my YouTube channels live. It could be easier, whatever the case is, whatever. Anyway, so without further ado, I am presenting to you guys BT. What's going on, bro?
What's going on with you?
Not much. Give a huge shout out to BT. I think BT is short for Black Thought Academy.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Pretty much. I'm gonna just ask you what do you want to debate about? Because I completely forgot our interaction or whatever the case is, and maybe if you could like chalk my memory on what you want to debate about.
Okay. Well, yeah, we discussed several different things, and we had points of contention on several topics referring to the originally one of our first debates on Twitter was about the political connection between blacks and Latinos. You spoke of how several Latino groups supported black people in the 1960s. I won't cite those groups at the moment because I have to recollect all of them. But yeah, there was some validity to those claims, but just saying that does not cover the nuance of the connection between blacks and Latinos. I think it's been mostly one-sided. I'll start off with that. It's been majority black people assisting Latinos politically, but Latinos have been exclusionary with their politics and have also been more so nationalistic in favor of their homelands, more so than the American politics, which best suits us as a nation. So, I mean, I do have a connection with the Latino community. I grew up with several Latinos, and I know the culture on the East Coast, or more so in my city, how the interaction goes with Latinos and blacks. I know in California, it's not so good relations as it is on the East Coast. So I won't paint every connection or relation that we have in every place around the country or around the world is the same as it is in, let's say, California. But I just want to touch on the root of the issue or the disconnect between blacks and Latinos. In my opinion, it does originate in the actual culture of Latin America and the history of how race relations were there. It's usually played out as a classism thing, how Latinos explain it once they come to America. But we do see a parallel between race, class, and the economic disparities, and we see those things overlap as far as race. So I'll close and land right there. Let you react to that or respond. I'm sorry.
Nah, it's all good. Yeah, there was there was a lot, a lot there. Let's unpack certain things one by one. Um, let's do the whole 1960s Latinos representation. Let's leave that on the last thing. Let's do the last thing that you said about first of all, shout out to you. A lot of people really don't uh don't really they don't really separate certain Latinos for doing other fuckery whenever they get the chance. For example, like you said, Latinos from the West Coast are very different from Latinos on the East Coast. A lot of people don't understand that, so they kind of lump us all in. You know what I'm saying? And it's understandable why they do so, due to the fact that in America we're seen as one big conglomerate, but in reality we're pretty much separated. You know what I'm saying? But it seems like you know a little bit more about the ins and outs of it. So at least that's a good starting point. Shout out to you for knowing that. A lot of people don't. Um, let's start on just the racism aspect of the Latino community. Is there anti-blackness in the Latino community? 100% true. That's I'm not denying that. That's 100% true. Is it everyone? No, it's not. You know, but if we want to go back and understand the anti-blackness in the Latino community, we have to go back to when we were, you know, colonized. We have to go back to the Spanish. We have to go back and actually see that the Spanish implemented that caste system, like you previously mentioned. The fact that they implemented the caste system due to color, you know, made most of those people back then want to get into the white status. Now, once the caste system died, that mentality didn't die. I'm gonna be 100% honest about that. That mentality didn't die. For the most part, nowadays in modern society, those type of mentalities is dying, but some Latinos are still carrying around that anti-blackness due to white supremacy because blackness is seen as negative worldwide. In our countries, they show negativities about black folks here in America. So that keeps on perpetuating that, you know, negative stereotype. Is it right? No, it's not right. But the thing is, at least I'm breaking it down on why that certain thing is. Now, it's mostly like Mexico and Central Americans who have that somewhat negativity towards darker skinned people. I really don't know why. I don't really know the etymology towards it, but it doesn't translate to all of Latin America. You know what I'm saying? Because there's still black folks in our country, even though black folks in our country do get, ridiculed, and they get punished the same way how black folks here do the same thing. That doesn't negate anything, because white supremacy is a global thing, and this is something that we have to acknowledge. It's just that the Anglo Hispanics are the ones that are controlling those type of engagements. Those are the ones who controlling that type of interaction.
Hold on 1 second. If I can interject and respond
Go
to
ahead.
some things you said. So I can concur that it's not extreme in every country, but every country does have this element in Latin America of racism, some less than others. Like, say, for example, some countries are multicultural, literally. So if you go to Belize, they have more of a Creole or Caribbean culture there. That would be nearly half the country. And then the other half would be Latino culture. So in places like that, the anti-black racism isn't apparent because, black people are majority of the country. But even in places like Brazil, when black people are a large portion of the country, this is not a Hispanic country, but this is a Latino country because they speak Portuguese. Black people are economically uh, in the same situation as black people here. And like you said, it's part of a global structure, but people in Latin America are no longer colonized. They've been, they had independence largely for, let's say, 60, 70 years, most of these places. And they even had political revolutions where they did have thought leaders and different agendas, that allow people to be politically educated. But still, the people chose the path of racism, and they still continue that into the modern day. And as far as like you said, the black people in these places, a lot of them do try to mix in with other different Latinos. Like you said, a lot of the mestizos are actually the majority population in most countries, but mestizos still have a contributing factor of African DNA within them, which was larger further you go back in history. But as you said, Latin America even had a time in history where they went through the whitening phase, where places like Argentina intentionally uh, only accepted European immigrants to whiten the population. And this is a historical fact. It's written down as an agenda before it even happened. And we still see that going on. So you have a lot of, like you said, Anglo Latinos there, but most Latinos are not Anglo. Even the Blancos are not Anglo, because the Hispanic culture descends from the Latin cultures of the Iberian Peninsula. So they're not Anglo, because Anglo means German. But I understand what you're saying. They are white, they're white Latinos. But these white Latinos are recent immigrants themselves, largely, depending on what country you're talking about or which family, which surname they hold. A lot of them are European Jewish, especially in Argentina, as I was just referring to. But yeah, like I was saying, in every country, somewhat, we do have this element of racism. In places like Mexico, we do see a higher occurrence of that. And places like Cuba, with Che Guevara, I'm sorry, I don't know if I messed up his name because I'm not
No,
good.
you good. You good. You good.
Yeah, he openly called for, uh, you know, um, he openly said that black people are inherently inferior, essentially, and he claimed himself to be white. You have people like Fidel Castro. He may look darker, like a person of color, but his family descends directly from Spain, and he was only a first generation Cuban, I believe, or second generation. I'm sorry. His family was like the rich aristocracy, the white people who ran the country. He went to law school and all those different things. So, all I'm trying to say is, over the years, Latinos have intentionally whitened themselves, like you said, to get more in the proximity of whiteness. However, like you said, what's the solution for this? Because as a Black American, I know you labeled me as FBA. That is a synonym of what I am. I mean, it became more of a synonymous with a political group or a person. So that's why I separated myself from that. But I am a native Black American, and the issue that you're seeing us rant about on Twitter a lot is, essentially, we have been excluded from all political advantages that Latinos fight for. We can't fight in the black brown unity in that sense, but as it applies to black people getting what was ever due to them, we always include Latinos. And that's a lot of the far left people who think that way. More of the more modern people like myself, we feel as though we have helped out the Latino community in America. We have fought for equality for them and still do, and always make sure that white supremacy, does not get the better hand on them. But on the other hand, we see them just not standing for us in issues of race, and even saying that racism is non-existent in America. And that's a large issue, because essentially they're becoming proxies for white supremacy, because by looking the other way, white supremacy allows them, like we're saying, their proximity to whiteness is greater than the average black person, at least. So they benefit from not being black, for trying to look white. They're also part of a subgenre of white culture, because, as you said, the Spaniard culture, which created uh, the Latin American culture, which many do still idolize and look up to, is a European culture. So essentially, a lot of Latinos, say for example, like Jennifer Lopez and various other ones, fit right into white culture, but black people just aren't able to do that. And it's also because the historical connection that we have with the country. See, these same white people who are trying to help you out are the same ones that destroyed us. So your relationship to them is going to be different than ours. You have more to be grateful, when we are literally still held down to this day. So I mean, I won't hold up the line too long. I'll let you respond to some of the things I said, but it's definitely an ongoing issue for black people, especially as we see, like you said, it's an issue with race with Latinos, and Latinos are the fastest growing population. Uh, Referring to Mexicans, as you said earlier, we have almost 30 some odd million people of Mexican heritage in America. It's only 40 some odd million Black Americans, who are native. So the amount of Mexicans, not even just including other Latinos, already outnumber us. And the culture of animosity and racism, as we see where they are the majority, which is in LA and stuff, is prevalent. So we can see what the future would look like if Latinos continue to come and we don't change this culture of anti-Black racism that exists within um, space. So
Yeah.
I'll land right there.
Um. Okay. I wanna address the whole Argentina and unwhitening. You missed one country also, Chile. Chile also had the same issue. Let me address that first. The people of Argentina didn't want this situation to happen whatsoever. It's not that they voted for this type of situation to happen. The government was the government was bribed by Germans after World War II because when they were escaping, they were bribed, saying like, "Hey, let just accept most Germans in here, and we'll give you X amount of money." So that's the reason why the whole mass population of Argentina and Chile became white because of that mass migration. Now, in my book, they're not Latinos. They're Anglo Hispanics. In my book, they have no blood towards me whatsoever. So, but this is the messed up part about it. Because Latinos as a whole are lumped in together, those people who don't share my same ethnicity or blood are going to be lumped in with me. And now they're being called Latinos as well. You know what I'm saying? So it's a catch 22, and that's something that we as Latinos we have to work amongst ourselves. But that's something completely separated from that.
Oh,
Um,
so I can respond to that. I
yeah,
just did a fact check on what you said, and it seems as though that's incorrect. It says the majority of European immigrants to Latin America actually predates even World War One. It would have been
Latin America or Argentina and Chile on those two, not Latin America as a whole. I'm not talking about Latin America as a whole, just those two countries.
okay, okay, yeah. You're talking about one specific phase of it.
Yeah, that's
But
what I'm talking
later.
about.
That's the later phase, but it started before that. And like I'm saying, the political movement, and then also people were people were complicit in this because it's even a saying. I'm not a Spanish speaker, but it's a saying in Mexico that every Mexican has a black grandmother they had in the closet. When you translate it to Spanish, and also I don't know how this
It's a it's a
saying
it's a
came.
it's a Central American Caribbean type of saying.
Yeah,
Not all Latinos know. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
and then also better the race. That's
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You mean mejorando la raza? Yeah, yeah, mejorando la
exactly.
raza.
So
Yeah.
these concepts are universal throughout all these countries because, like
Actually,
you said, and this is not. And Latinos aren't the only people who do this. Like you said, these Latinos are just our neighbors and friends. But all over the world, you see even Africans, bleaching their skin. You see people all over the world who try to put their proximity closer to whiteness. But the issue is Latinos have always been we always seen them as allies. So it's kind of like a Trojan horse thing, and it
yeah.
really surprised a lot of black people because we always was like,
Let me let me
then
let me let me
I'm
just
sorry,
like
go ahead,
yeah, yeah, no, it's
go ahead.
all. Let me just pause you right there. Um, so the Argentina thing, I just wanted to like just close real quick. Yes, no, you are right. The mass migration of Europeans happened before it. I'm talking about the ultimate mass was after that whole thing, and that's why there's a lot of Germans over there. But let me just go into Fidel Castro. Fidel Castro, you are right. You are, a lot of people don't know that, which is surprising, but you are right. He is, I believe, second generation Cuban. The thing is that Fidel Castro, even though he is considered a Cuban, full blooded and all that, he did a lot for the black community. He did a lot for the black community. You might not know this. I don't know if you do.
No, I know his history, but it
Yeah,
was all a political thing. It was all
it's
about the
he's
war.
even though it's political, he still did a lot. So the thing is that when and some people might ask me what am I referring to? Let me just give you an example. He said black Americans can get free college education or doctorates if they come to Cuba. The thing is that the United States ended up putting a blockade on that, saying that you have to pass a certain amount of tests in order to even go over there and get those doctorates. The few black Americans that ended up getting those doctors, shout out to them, could literally go to anywhere in Latin America and perform surgery and and stuff. This is another thing that
Yeah,
America
but
did.
that's
Wait,
mutually
wait,
beneficial.
wait, hold on, wait. Let me talk.
Mhm.
That something America did is messed up. Those doctorates even though they're good everywhere else in Latin America, those doctors cannot be translated to the United States. Those doctors, they will see them as just a piece of paper that doesn't mean anything, which is messed up.
And that's why he did something like that because it's mutually beneficial to Cuba because they cannot import um they cannot export their practice for one thing, and then they're already on the
But the
blockade
way the way
on
I
the
see it,
blacklist, so
the
they
way
can't really
but the way I see
medical
it is
equipment and different things is
no,
limited.
I get you, but the way I see it is that is
The
a
exchange
form,
of knowledge
but that
depends on
is a
the
form of
availability.
Latino. That's it. That is a form of Latino helping out Black Americans, regardless how the political structure is. Somebody's
Yeah, but
benefiting from it.
but how
Those, no,
many do they?
give me a minute, give me a minute.
You
Those
said
Black,
only a few, right?
give me a minute, give me a minute. Those Black Americans that got those doctorates wouldn't have never got those doctorates if it wasn't for Fidel Castro,
How many?
and those things. Now, another
How
thing that
many
Fidel,
was it?
wait,
Let's
how
see
many was it? Hello?
how I said. Let's see how many was it.
I
How
I
many was
believe I believe last time, and this is me checking 2 years ago when I even talked about it. Last time I checked, there was 50,000 applicants. Not that 50,000 people went over there. Only 50,000 applicants applied. The United States stifled all of that. I believe only a thousand people actually went to Cuba and passed their doctorates. Only 1,000. So it's not a whole lot. I understand that, but still, that's still 1,000
Yeah, so
Black
that's like
American
a drop
doctors.
in the bucket essentially
No, it is. No, it is. It is.
because
I'm
more
not
than
gonna.
1,000 black
I'm not.
people
I'm not
probably
gonna.
get
I'm
their
not gonna.
doctorate and
I'm not
didn't.
gonna hold. I'm
I'm
not gonna
not
hold you.
no, but listen, sir, I'm not negating what you're saying that he contributed, but all I'm saying is it had political implications every time he did something, and I'm trying to name it off because I have to land in about 6 minutes, and we can do a part two or even a part three later and structure better so we can find
Okay.
out where we more so disagree on a lot of things. But all I was trying to say is like even when he went to Africa and helped Angola, you have to look at it like this through the lens of people trying to push their political ideology around the world. There was a Cold War, and there was different wars about communism and socialism that the West was having against Russia and their allies, and Cuba was one proxy of that. So Cuba did things around the world to try to convince people to join part of the communist bloc, so that way they can all work and perpetuate the
No,
communist
you're right.
ideology,
No,
which
you're right.
happened with Venezuela.
But you
Why
also have to. But
Venezuela
you
is
also have
now
to.
that's just
But
like
you.
saying why
But you.
Russia is helping
But you also
Venezuela.
have to. You also
Russia is
have to
not helping
understand.
Venezuela because
But
they like
check
Venezuela.
this out. But check this out. You also have to understand if he had those racist beliefs and those racist
I didn't say
roots.
him. I
No, no,
said
no. I'm not saying that
I
you. No,
said
I'm
Che
not saying that you.
Guevara. I said
No,
Che
no.
Guevara.
I know. I'm not saying that you. That's what you did. I'm not saying that. I'm saying if he did, and part of the argument is, well, Latinos is just doing it just to be politically advanced. If that was the case, he would have never done it at all. If he could have done it somewhere else. He could have even helped somewhere else. The
He
fact
did. He
the,
did, brother. You have to learn the whole history of communism to even understand the history of the modern world. All these different wars that happened with, let's say, for example, down in Nicaragua and all these different places, those was proxy wars for communism. The different guerrilla wars that happened in El Salvador and stuff like that, those were splits between the country for communism. The Vietnamese War was about communism. When you understand these different things, you understand, you can look through the lens of that to understand why people have different things. Like, say, for example, the different wars we do in the Middle East. It's different fractions that go on, and people have to be pro-America or anti-America, and we pick sides. So that's why we give people aid and do
no, I
different
no,
things.
I
So
get it, but my
the
thing is,
world. Let
let's
me
not.
close one last
Yeah, yeah,
thing.
go ahead, go ahead.
Most of the world is already sold on the American dream and capitalism during these periods. So they had to work hard to convince others or see others who was neutral and have them convert over, which they did. Like I was mentioning, Angola. Angola became a communist country because they helped them and freed them from South Africa. It wasn't because they did it because they hated apartheid that much. They went over there and helped these people get free from the white supremacy in South Africa because they would convert to communism, which they did, and then they have another satellite state in Africa who they can launch war from. So it's more implications than just what it looks like on the surface. But
Well,
I'll land there.
okay. What I'm gonna say is that Fidel Castro was a prominent contributor to the black struggle. He did want to help. He even met with Malcolm X. There's pictures
That's
of
true.
that.
That's
He
true.
even was
Did he meet Martin Luther
escorted.
King?
Yeah, Martin Luther King. He always
Did he
also
meet
was
Martin Luther King too?
I
I'm
know.
saying,
I don't think he did, but I know he was escorted by the Young Lords, and the Young Lords took him around Black and Latino areas, saying, "Look at our place. This is messed up. Look at what's happening." You know what I mean? To the point where Ashada Shakur is now still held right now
in
as
Cuba. I-
in Cuba as a refugee, and
But that's
she
what I'm saying. It's not because she's a black person they're doing it. It's because she's a U.S. person who alleged of killing police who the government wants so bad, and to piss off the government, they hold her
but
and
it
throw
is
her
because
out.
she's a
It's
black.
the
She
same thing.
is
Like
because she's a black
it's
person.
called asylum. We already had a bad relationship with them.
I'm gonna go out on the limb and say it is because she's a black person, because Fidel Castro had a very, very positive view of the black
But
struggle
you're
here.
focusing on Castro when we talked about Che Guevara as a racist, and you never elaborate on that yet. We already acknowledged
No,
that
I
Castro.
no, I wanted to no, I
But what
wanted to talk
about Che
about I
Guevara, who
wanted
was
to
the
talk
actual racist?
I wanted to talk about Fidel Castro. I was gonna go into Che
I
Guevara,
mean,
but
we
that was
elaborate on
gonna
him for already 10 minutes now. So could we talk on, because the conversation was about racism in the Latino
yeah,
community.
I
So
was gonna
that's
break
not
that down,
even
but go ahead.
germane. That's actual counter to the point. Of course, you would want to argue and use him as an example, but his person who is his constituent did, I'm sorry, not even his constituent, his successor, the person who he directly put in charge, who doesn't have the answer to the black population like Fidel Castro had to, actually was a racist. And he documented this in his writing repeatedly, how black people are inferior. He took trips to Africa. Actually, that's how he wrote some of this stuff down. I'm recollecting, I'm remembering that I'm talking to you. I believe he went to Africa or different black nations with Fidel Castro or the Cuban army or whatever you call them. And he, in his perception, these people were inferior, stupid, and close to animals in there, whatever. So that's what he wrote, and being in power and stuff like that. And also, he was Argentine originally, not even Cuban. I'll land on that, like I was saying. So he transferred his racist ideology into Cuba and aligned with others who thought the same way. And like you said, it's prevalent all over Latin America. It's in every single country. It's just not, some countries are just less than others. But even you have black Latin American countries who are anti-black, like Haiti. I mean, I'm sorry,
Now,
like
now,
Dominican Republic.
now
So
let me
it goes that deep.
let me break everything down. First of all, like I said,
I got two
check,
minutes,
check
brother.
okay, go. All right.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Check Rivera's racism. I can't really document. I don't know too much about it. You have to enlighten me on that. I'll do my own research on that. I'll give you that. But the fact that you said that Che Rivera's racism is something that he implemented in Cuba, you can't really say that, because Fidel Castro is a implementation that proves you wrong. Now, another thing that you said about mejorando la raza, let me just break that down. That's called bettering the race. You are right. That's called whitening the race. That was implemented because of the Spanish. Now, do everybody in Latin America practice that? No, they do not.
That's post colonialism.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
have to
yeah.
remember
Wait,
these
wait, wait. Let me talk. Let me
Mexico has
talk.
been
Let me talk. Let me
independent
talk.
for
Hold on,
200 years.
hold on. Let me talk. No, Latinos do not practice that in mass anymore. Will you find certain Latinos households that will practice that? 100%. Yes, you will find that, but it's not a mass thing, because if that was a mass that all Latinos want to better their race, black Latinos will not exist.
That's not true.
That is true.
That's true.
That
That's
is true,
well,
because if
we'll
that
do
was
it.
the case,
We'll talk.
there would have
How
been
would that
millions of
not exist?
Argentina. There would have been millions of Argentinas and Chiles all over the place. If that was the case,
brother.
what's
Hold
up?
on 1 second. You have flawed logic. That's a fallacy right there. Because the people, how would they not exist unless they mass murdered them? How else would these millions of
Exactly. No.
the black people was there before the white people
Exactly. No,
were?
wait. Exactly.
So how would
This is
they?
what I'm saying.
It's
No,
not
this is what
about
I'm
the
trying to tell you.
miscegenation. It's not
This is
about
what
them
I'm trying
mixing.
to
It's not
tell
about
you.
them
No,
mixing them out of
listen
history.
to what I'm saying, because this is what I'm trying to tell you.
Uh,
If bettering the race was something that every Latino practiced,
does it have to be every? Are we the every police, or does it have to
I'm
be
just no.
majority?
I'm trying to break down the logic. That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to break down the logic.
Hold on,
If
but
everyone,
don't you think that most white people think that way in America? Do you think most white
No,
people want you mixing with their daughter, but are they going out and killing every white Latino they see? No.
no, 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 no,
So
no,
that's
no.
not a good example. You're
No,
using the
no,
extremists.
no, what?
You're using the
Because
extremists in.
the thing is that people who use that same talking point, the people who use
All
that say
ideologies don't go to extreme
the same
points,
thing.
brother.
What I will say is at that point when mejorando la raza was even a thing,
It
they
still
were look
is.
was it's not in the
You don't know about the subgenre Mexican colos walk around. They
the what,
walking around promoting that, saying that they don't want to mix with black people. They don't even want to be in business with black people.
bro?
Actually, that's
Bro.
why we have
That's
to talk.
no.
I have to land right here. But if you just
Dude.
look at what's
Wait,
going on in the West
hold
Coast,
on,
how
because I'm still breaking. Wait. That's only some, and you keep on proving my point. There's only
oh
some.
the
Now
level.
let me just go to Dominican Republic real quick, because you use that as an example. Are there some Dominican races? Yes, there are. But the majority of those people that don't want Haitians in their country is because they are proud Dominicans. It's immigration that they're against. That has nothing to do with blackness whatsoever. They're against immigration.
That's
It
not
has not.
that's only one issue that you're referring to. When they did a poll and asked Dominican people, are they black, are they white, what are they? And they actually knew that people were
That has nothing to do
these
with
people
that.
denied that they were black. And that's the same
That has
concept
nothing
that
to do
lies but
with
better the
Haiti,
race.
dude.
Because like you said, the caste system is still in existence. So being black is a bad thing. So people deny their black heritage. That's where I'm
Bro.
saying. We'll have a point two
You,
another day, bro.
okay,
We'll have to disagree right now, but I'm
okay.
letting
It's
you
fine.
know that you can't fly that past me saying that the Dominicans aren't racist just because they don't want Haitians there.
I'm
It's
half
about if
Dominican,
they
bro.
did.
I know what I'm talking about, but it's fine. A part two. We'll do a part two. It's fine.
That's a bet, man. So you be safe out there.
Okay. All right. Thank you for coming in, bro.
No problem. Thank you for
All right.
inviting me.
All right. No problem.
All right.
All right. I don't know if you guys. I'm gonna give. Wow, that was a quick little thing. I know he had to go, and it's totally fine. I needed some more talking. I need. Oh man, I wanted to really hatch it out with other things that we were going to talk about, but that's fine. It's cool. There'll be a part. I didn't know that he had to go to be a part two, but it's okay. I'll stay live for another 30 minutes maybe. What did you? No, he didn't run. No, he didn't run away. He didn't run away. He had to go. It's fine. There's always going to be room for a part two. That's cool. And I actually, to be honest with you, I actually like this little debate. I like this debate because nobody called each other out on no names, and this is what was a respectful debate. I really enjoyed that. That's something good. There were some things like the whole Czech Rivera thing that I didn't know that I have to research on my own. He might be right on. And I think there was other things that he didn't want to give me credit on, but it's fine. Let me see if I could like have people come up and tell me what you guys think. You guys you guys agree? You guys disagree? I don't know. Tell me what you guys think. I'm not gonna be on for much longer, by the way, so I'm not gonna try to like hold this joint on like 3 hours or whatever the case is. I'm gonna just do it for another 30 minutes. If anybody wants to come up, let me know. Let me just pin this thing on top. I'm gonna just pin this thing on top. Oh. Oh my god. Okay, so we got trolls in the building. Okay, we got trolls in the building. Dude, I really don't. Okay, whatever. Sure, I'll bring him up. I don't care. I'll bring I'll bring him up. Hold on. I got Kofi. What's going on, Kofi?
Yeah, what's up, bro? What's up?
Hey, what's going on? I got. What do you think about? What do you think about the thing,
It's
the little debate? What you think?
it sounds like his information is coming from hearsay. It doesn't sound like, well, I know for myself that this is that.
Okay.
You're talking about a lived experience. people
Yeah.
that you know personally.
Yeah.
I wanted to come on here because I could talk about a lived experience and people that I know personally.
Yeah.
He,
Okay.
where's he getting his information from to tell you that your people do ba 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 ba,
Yeah.
and it's systemic within that community.
Yeah.
Now we both New Yorkers.
Yeah.
These dudes, nothing against my people from the South, but every time you hear people talk, like especially these FBA goofballs, they live in the South. You don't. There's no diversity. There's hardly any Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, Panamanians, Cubans, Chileans, Mexicans. They don't have that.
For the most
So
part, people in New York all get along, bro.
exactly. That's why. That's why I know these people aren't really well-traveled people. You could be from the South and be, a very well-traveled person, but most of these dudes, I don't think even left the state,
Yeah.
let alone,
Gotcha.
let alone their county.
Gotcha. Give me a minute. I'm gonna bring up Tether Tamer. These people are so funny. Yo, Tether Tamer, what's going on, bro?
Hey, bro, I'm not here to troll. I just wanna ask you I just wanna comment on the Dominican Republic rejecting Haitians.
Yeah, go ahead. Give me that comment.
I
What's up?
don't have an issue with the Dominicans doing that because they're just protecting their territory. But my thing is with the whole Haitian situation is that Haitians they have to, you know fix up their part of the island because it's very unstable since that gangs took over the whole island.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you're right. You're right.
But
Gangs did take over the
Armando, I just
island.
want to just ask you this. So, what's this whole thing about Dominicans going to Haitian hospitals or Haitians trying to go into Dominican hospitals?
Uh,
Can you speak on that, please?
are you referring to the ones in Dominican Republic?
Yes, yes, yes. Like you find Haitians in Dominican hospitals, and they're filling up the hospitals.
Oh
Why,
no,
why is
you
that?
have a
There's no
you
birthright citizenship in DR. So
yeah,
why?
yeah, right now you're having certain Haitians who are saying that they're pregnant with Dominican babies and stuff like that, and they're trying to get citizenship from that. Some Haitians
Oh,
are
they're saying that their like spouse is Dominican.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Their
Oh,
spouse is Dominican, and they're trying to get citizenship from that. Some is working for, others it's not working for. It's just another tactic to get citizenship. Any immigrants is gonna try to finagle their way into citizenship. That's normal.
okay,
Let
Yeah.
me can I
Wait,
push back on?
real quick. I
Yeah.
want to bring up Big T. Big T, what's going on, bro?
What's up, man?
Yo, what's going on? What? Tell me what you
Man,
think about this little discussion that we had.
yeah, man. I'm over here watching, man. I'm over here watching these FBA goofballs just talk shit and all that.
Okay,
Like,
okay.
it's just ridiculous. Like, come on, man. You haven't studied the Latin culture and all that. What they're doing is going based off of internal racism instead of doing the deeper research and being like, these are good people. Like, we actually like got together. Like, I heard the Black and Brown Coalition actually used to be like a collective. Now it's just an individual thing.
It's an
It's
individual thing.
okay.
I'm not gonna lie. It is an
Now it
individual
used to
thing.
be a collective thing for what I see. Now it
Yeah,
had to be. Now it's individual, but it's all
yeah.
good. I hope
Um,
it can get back to the. But yeah, back to the discussion though.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I'm gonna
it
bring up.
just
Truth Teacher. Yo, Truth, what's going on, bro?
Yo, what's up? You can hear me?
Yeah, I could hear you. Tell me real quick. Tell me what your thoughts on this discussion that we had.
All right, so 2 points. Number one, about the whole issue of blackness in Dominican Republic and what Castro did for black people. All right, so number one, anytime we have these discussions of do Dominicans consider themselves black, blah, blah, blah. Listen, the first thing that has to be established is the fact that the concept of blackness or race or racial identity in each country is dictated by the ruling class, the ruling structure, the culture. So you cannot apply that term black to the Dominican Republic, to a culture where their understanding of racial identity is different. Okay, so you cannot expect a system where they've got gradations of color, the way they break it up,
Yeah.
and expect them to have an African American understanding of what it means to be black. That's
Gotcha.
just ridiculous.
Okay, go to the crash.
Second of all,
Yeah.
with Castro, now, what Castro did for African Americans, I think that's a moot point. That's irrelevant because Castro had a country to run. Okay, his priority was not African Americans. However, looking at what Castro did for black people in Cuba, he did a lot. Okay, was it perfect? No, but he did a lot compared to what was there before. Black people in Cuba were subjected to Jim Crow segregation. I don't know exactly how that was implemented, but it was true. Black people had to sit on the back of the bus and all of that bullshit, just like black people here in the United States. Castro got rid of that shit. Castro made it possible for black people to get access to education and housing, and to be able to get education to move up into professional professions, such as, like in medicine and things like that. That did not exist before.
Gotcha.
So he did a lot.
Okay, I'm gonna have to pause you there because I got other people. I got Sting 215. What's going on? Tell me what you think about this little discussion that we had.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I don't but not so much the discussion that you were having earlier. I wanted to ask a genuine question because I watched the live stream yesterday and I watched it today, and I wanted to ask, like, there seems to be like a reoccurring interest. Like, I look at panel discussions on in different communities right now. I'm seeing what's going on between the Koreans and a lot of discrimination from the Koreans to the Filipinos and different communities. I don't see when I'm in the Jewish community and what they're discussing, or the Arab community, or over there in different countries. I'm not seeing them having discussions about Black Americans. But I am seeing a reoccurring interest in Black Americans from the Asian community, and as well on panel discussions with the Latino community. And I'm just genuinely interested to know, like, even when I looked at Denisse yesterday, right? She says she heavily frequents the manosphere. And I'm trying, like, when I look at the Black community and their panel discussions are mainly about political issues, white supremacy, the gender war, and passport bros, as of right now. But in the Latino community, you're seeing a lot of discussions about Black Americans, and I'm curious to know as of why.
Okay.
Why?
I don't know what other streams you might be referring to because I don't know what it is. But if Black Americans is the topic, then that might be the reason why is the topic. Here, I talk about Black and brown issues. So I talk about Latino issues and I also talk about Black issues. So you are going to find Black issues being talked here, and you're also going to find Latino issues talked about here as well.
Of course, I've been following you for a while now, but
Yeah.
I'm wondering as to why. Like, why are you so genuinely interested? Not just you. There's other streamers too.
Yeah.
But
I can only speak. I can only speak about myself. One is just me asking questions because I really don't know. For example, the live stream that I had about Black women being chose last on dating apps, I really didn't know that was a thing. I want to understand a little bit more why, and that's the reason why I had the stream, because it was interesting to me. The stream, I believe the stream before that was about Charleston White referring and comparing Black women to Latinas, obviously that's something I'm gonna definitely talk about. You know, the other thing was about Ice Spice not being black. That was another thing. You know, I was gonna talk about. Then it was just Baltimore, and then it was just a Latino issue, and then it was Tariq Nasheed, and then Charleston White, and then blah 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 blah.
I'm just curious because you're not the only one. You know, you
Yeah.
got you got a few people that do discuss. I was just genuinely curious. I don't know if it's proximity, but it's more and more Latinos. Coming
Well,
out.
it is proximity because you know Latinos do live amongst black folks and vice versa. Black folks live amongst Latinos, you know. So it's going to be proximity. There's going to be a curiosity of each, you know, culture. You know, is going to be things that they're going to talk about. You know, and it is what it is when it comes to that. You know.
You elaborated on that. I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
no problem. I'm gonna bring in Don. Yo, Don, what's going on, bro?
I'm chilling. How you?
Not much, just chilling. I got Kevin C and Tiny in the back. Just give me a minute. I want Don to speak. Don, tell me real quick. What do you think about the little discussion that I had? Do you agree? You disagree? What's up?
Well, to me, is this. There are certain points that I guess he was trying to get through. But all in all, I could actually say this was a respectful debate. No insults, no.
Yeah, I liked it. I liked it. It
Yeah,
was cool.
I could tell you I liked it too. So therefore, it was two mature gentlemen. We just had a debate, and it was very respectful. Not like on other panels that I've been on
Yeah.
that where people will disagree and then try to send
No,
personal
I,
insults.
I stood shut. I let him talk. He stood shut. He let me talk. It was really respectful. I really liked it.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna have Kevin C come into the building. Yo, Kevin C, what's up, bro?
What's up, Kevin
Hey,
C?
hey, what's up, gentlemen? Hey, Radical. Hello
What's
to
up?
you guys as the host, and then everybody on the panel. Hey, so this is actually this is stuff I can get behind, Radical. And I'm being honest here. You like the last couple of things you did as it relates to Black Americans, they were kind of shady, but this is actually good. This debate and what you guys were talking about, and the whole point of this was like anti-blackness throughout. If I'm understanding this correctly, anti-blackness throughout Latin America.
Yes,
Is that what
that's
you did?
what it
That was
was.
the
That's
point.
exactly what it was.
That is the question on the floor. So just real quick, just a couple of corrections as it relates to what he was talking about. He didn't mention it. You guys got into it. I know he had to leave real quick, but Che Guevara, he actually is known as a racist. He said a lot of negative things about people of African descent,
Okay, you're letting me know
homophobic,
now.
and then of
Thank
course so he's at that, and then of course he has the homophobia, which he really didn't like, homosexuals, and then on top of that, about all of the mass murdering and stuff that he did. And
Yes,
then
I
and
am
then the
aware.
other thing too, as it relates to the whitening period. So I've looked at documentaries on this, and you got a lot of Afro Latinos talking about this. So the whitening period actually occurred all throughout Latin America, but to different degrees. It's just that Argentina did it the best. So they have a 97% white population right now. They did it so well that the black population is literally down to 0.4%. So they're literally gone, almost gone. And when you look at the black Argentines today, they've actually done documentaries on them. They are so light, they almost look like basically light-skinned black people that you really wouldn't need. When you look at them at first, you
Yeah,
don't
they
see
look
them as
like
black.
mulattoes. They look
Yeah,
mulatto.
exactly.
Yeah.
Essentially. So they're essentially, they did the best job in eliminating the black population, because remember, they had a lot of enslaved people.
Yeah,
And then over the years, by the time you get to the 1950s, 1960s, 1970s, the black population is gone.
yeah,
And they're
they
pretty
had
much
Also, Kevin, there's one
Mhm.
point that I have to say because I was actually watching a Chilean movie with my wife today, and it was called Cyan, right? So therefore, the native Chilean population, which I believe was the native, they called themselves the Mapuche. They was actually calling the white Chileans Cuenca or something like that. I mean, in the movie that I was watching. So therefore, not only Argentina, but Chile to a certain degree has like maybe 87% white population. I'm just saying. I
yeah.
might be wrong.
Argentina had a
Well,
stronghold on some of the blackness there, so it was very easy for them to whitening everything out. Some of them even refer to like mass murder, which was kind of insane.
Well, so former colonies or former colonies people or former countries that actually had enslaved people, they did a couple of things. They basically said, look, you guys can leave. Some of them actually just killed them all off, or You know, they displaced them in a lot of ways. They did enough things to make them want to just go on their own. Some
Yeah,
wanted to say, but then they're like, look, you know, they made life hard for them enough that they eventually left. A lot of
gotcha.
them went to Brazil and all over the place. And if you want to talk about anti-blackness, really what you can do is just put it in the check and go, look, anti-blackness Latin America, and half a dozen documentaries and people talking about it actually pops up.
Gotcha.
There's
Of
a
course.
Panamanian woman who did a really good documentary on it.
Gotcha.
So
Gotcha. I'm
it
gonna
exists.
I'm
But
gonna
I
bring.
do agree. I just want to say I do agree with that it is less in present day, meaning that it's diminishing
Yeah.
because you have younger people who are saying they don't want to participate or
Yeah.
actually make it as bad as it used to be. So
Yeah.
I will give you that.
So I'm Kevin C, I'm gonna bring in Tiny right now, but Kevin C, I don't know if me and you if you want to talk publicly about I'm gonna ask you a question. You're gonna let me know if you want to talk publicly or privately about it, but just give me a minute. I got Tiny here. Yo, Tiny, what's going on?
Oh, hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What's up?
Hi. Good evening, gentlemen. So it's me, your girl, to talk with Tiny Latina, and you know, I for one appreciate you because I've been watching you for a while, and you ain't just start this mission. They've been trying to block this for a while, but let me tell you something. As a collective, as a whole, when it comes to science, all right, y'all, we gotta understand that when we come to being carbon beings, it's all about matter. It's all about science. It's all about the beings that you are when it comes to understanding ourselves, ourselves. Some that we never got a chance to. Okay, and with this shift, you know what I'm saying? People, you know, are starting to see. I appreciate that. That I wouldn't call it a debate. It was a great way of reasoning. Sliding in. You know,
It was a
open
great
door.
discussion. I liked
Yeah,
it.
a open door for eye to eye, man to man talk. Because at the end of the day, when we all come together as a collective, it was all about science, carbon beans. And one thing you can't do is argue with science.
Mm.
So no matter how many times they try to, create third density, and we out here projecting this on one another on a low vibrational scale. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
just giving them enough time to destroy us. Like we have become tools of our own destruction. With all this divide and conquer, a carbon being is a carbon being. You know what I'm saying? There's no way in the world that somebody can have melanin in them, light skin, dark skin, and matter. You come from somebody with some kind of type of royal blood. You know what I'm saying? And that's just period. I wouldn't I wouldn't say that, we're not all domesticated. We're really domesticated,
Yeah.
okay? We have to come out of this sleeping slumber where it's taking a toll on us to where our children are in danger
Mm.
because we want to continue like they looking for all the Willie Lynch shit is in so full effect to the point where nobody's even really paying attention to the Jim Crow laws. I don't care. Like at the end of the day, we gotta come to some kind of type of reason to feel like, look, this is what it is. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying? We are the X-Men. We are the ones in the comic books. I don't care. Slice and dice it how you may. You know what I'm saying? And the black man being against the black woman and the Latina woman being against the Latino man. Because it's like that. It's like the third density, low vibrational, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like let's stop the infighting.
Yeah, like with programs and fake races and fake religions, like
Yeah.
as a one consciousness, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
you are not awake in no form or fashion because the whole point of resurrecting is from this sleep and slumber to realize, you know what, some point like we cannot exist without like mixed people. It took two to tangle. Okay, there's no way in the world that somebody could just be light skinned without not being that royal blood. So I want to
Yeah.
put
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
out there like that. Like it is what it is. We
Yeah.
we it's all about dark matter energy, uh, being intuitive with your higher self. Knowing the facts about thyself when it comes to you being everything and everything being you, all the elements. You know what I'm saying? Experiencing this beautiful net of nature. That they don't want us to know. Because we are very powerful beings.
Yeah. Shout out to you, Tiny. Thank you very much. Real
Yeah,
quick.
shout out, Tiny.
Yo, real quick. Oh, big shout out to MC for the 199. He says, "I love you, Blood Moon." Okay, well, Blood Moon's got some. Got a boo. Blood Moon got a boo. Blood Moon got a boo. Real quick.
Oh wow, that was funny.
I wanna ask Kevin C something real quick. Kevin C, I addressed your comment on Denise's stream yesterday. I don't know if you had a chance to hear it.
Yeah,
But
I heard it.
okay,
Yeah, I heard it. I listened to
would
your
you
part.
okay? Would you want to discuss it publicly? Or do you want to do it privately?
No, that's fine because we were discussing it publicly already. So,
Oh, okay, cool.
yeah. So
So
and if people have been watching it, look, the only
gotcha.
reason I've only had issues with you on the last couple of live streams that you've done on Black
And that's
people.
that's something I want to discuss. So let me ask you.
I mean, now let me be clear. There some stuff you've done in the past was kind of questionable, but my only real issue has been like the last two.
Okay,
Literally the last two, like
last
real
two.
issues.
Okay,
Yeah.
the last two. Gotcha.
Real issues in that little video that you did, but we talked about that.
Okay,
You said you're gonna do what you do with that. So
okay, wait. So this is my question to you. Having a stream about why are black women pick less? How is that disrespectful? Like, maybe you understand.
Okay, because I expect you as a man to know why. Because I look at it like this: you have women in your group that don't get picked, right?
Of course.
Okay, so they get picked for the same reason that black women don't get picked. The difference is that it's varying degrees, meaning that black women are picked less, but you got women that are picked a little bit more, picked a little bit more, but you have women in your group that don't get picked. Well, they're not getting picked for the exact same reason that black women aren't getting picked. Same reason that white women aren't getting picked. The same reason that Asian women. The difference is that some women are picked more because they're just more amenable and they're just a better candidate for whatever it is, relationships, marriage, and everything else. And I actually expect you as a man to know that. So it just seems real shady to ask the question in the first place.
Okay,
now,
so
okay, I'll go ahead and stop right there.
You don't think that I was generally curious as to knowing why on dating apps they were picked last? You wouldn't think that was something that will actually pique my curiosity and ask why? You actually thought that I had some nefarious reasons?
Well, okay, so again, see, the thing with you, Radical, I believe you to be a genuinely honest and sincere man, and I'm not going to dismiss the fact that you're saying that you were curious about it, but when you look at it in overall scheme of things, logically speaking, black women aren't getting picked the same reason that any other race of women don't get picked. They got babies, they're promiscuous, they're obese, they got a nasty attitude, whatever it is they got. You can find that in all races of women. So I just apply that reason to everybody across the board.
Okay.
And it just makes sense that if they're not getting picked, and there's reasons for that. The thing is that, black men are going to have it, even though, okay, you understand that, black men and women are having issues. Everybody sees that at this point because of the old marriage rates and all the other stuff and everything else. But I look at it like it doesn't make sense for somebody who is not black to kind of ask that question when you just apply it to the women in your group and you have your answer already. And now the first one you did, and remember when we came up and Charleston White was saying what he was saying, he was not only denigrating black women, he was denigrating Hispanic women. And I said, I don't agree with any of that. Remember I said that?
Yeah, you did. And I agree with you on that.
Yeah, see, so we had some points of agreement. It's just that,
So okay, because you said the two, and that is the second one that you're referring to is the Charleston White video. So
yeah, that was the first one. But I mean, it's just like, again, it just, I thought I answered it to the point where we wouldn't need to just kind of, make it more than what it was, and I thought it was going to stop right there.
Okay, gotcha. Now let me ask you. You said a statement that I said, hey Kevin C, me you need to talk about this or whatever the case is because it doesn't make sense to me whatsoever. Clear, correct me if I'm wrong, but you said something to the effect that I'm doing these streams in order to make myself feel good or my community feel good. Is that something that you said? Or
well, okay, yeah, I did say that, and the reason I said that is that then again it points to why would you be doing it? Because the only reason to do something like that is, okay, again, you got to look at it from my perspective, and just if you try to put yourself in the perspective of somebody who's black, and hearing all the denigrating and negative things and the stereotypes that black men specifically get and black women get sometimes too. And so I understand there's basis to some of those stereotypes. there is basis to that. So I won't dismiss it. That's for every stereotype that there is, for every race of people, there is some basis to it. The problem with black people is people take a stereotype and they elevate it to the point of hyperbole, so much so to the point that it becomes it's not any longer a stereotype. It's actually a hyperbole, and it becomes an outright lie.
Okay.
That's the issue that I have with it. And people don't. And I expect you to be smart enough to actually, what you call it, know the difference and actually differentiate. But everybody else doesn't do that. And it just seems like when you do stuff like that, the whole point is to just crap on black men more and maybe throw some more dirt on top of black women.
Got it. Okay. Have you, from the times have you been hearing me, have I've said anything negative that towards black women or towards black men?
No, and in a lot of cases, I'm not going to say you're in full defense, but I'll say you semi defend stuff that's negative. You'll shut it down, you'll stop it, even when people have been openly racist. I've seen you do it, so that's why I'm saying it's just that these last couple of streams, it just, again, the question didn't make sense from the beginning, because I'm going to apply whatever reason women aren't getting picked. See, whatever reason women aren't getting picked, I'm going to apply that to all races of women. And then there's some other stuff that I address too, like it's just that I see what's going on with Latinos and other racial groups, and there's more of the questioning, the kind of poking and the prodding directed towards Black Americans and Black people versus all the other groups that are fucking with y'all as well. And then remember, I also talked about, and I'll say one last thing. I also talked about people have this idea that Black men are going to come over to their group and just ruin everything. Well, we don't have a record of doing that. We're not doing that now, even to our own Black women, and we're not doing it to women outside of the race. And now we're definitely not doing that overseas. But all of these lies are getting perpetuated and thrown out there, and Black men are actually getting tired of it.
One thing we do need to, women are the backbone of every community. You know what I mean? Shout out.
Well, no, I disagree. See, I'm going to disagree with you right there. They're not. Men lead, women follow.
Well, no, but yeah, of course, the backbone.
That's a sexist ideology, obviously.
Wait. The backbone doesn't lead. The backbone helps it lead.
It supports, strengthens, and reinforces. But
it supports. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So women are the backbone. I'm not saying that women need to lead or whatever the case is. No, men lead, but women are the glue. This is something that's something obvious. In every family, every household. The man the man is the engine, the woman is the car. You know what I'm saying? So this is something that's
not necessarily the case all the time. Sometimes you have some weak men and stupid men,
you're right,
and the women would be more intelligent. So it's kind of asinine and stupid to say because, well, I'm the man, I'm a better leader. There's a lot of idiotic men out there, and the women they're with are a lot smarter than them.
For the most.
Yeah, well, women aren't supposed to pick. But here's the problem with that: if you're a woman, you're not supposed to pick an idiotic leader. You're supposed to pick a good one. Period.
Can I
say something? It goes both ways.
Wait,
no. Women are supposed to be good leaders.
Let Tiny talk real quick. Let Tiny talk. Go ahead.
Thank you. You said I sound like your cousin. That's what's up. And I would like to elaborate around everything.
Go ahead.
I mean, first of all, we all got a mother, so let's start with that. We gotta take it back to that consideration. And as far as Black men, it's time to uplift Black women. The lack of respect, is at an all time high. The lack of knowledge, the unity. It's a must that you know people gotta see, the world gotta see the Black man and the Black woman rise. And I don't care what nobody says. You know what I'm saying? History don't lie, science don't lie. So I mean, honestly, the whole world is technically waiting on the Black woman and the Black man. You know what I'm saying? And as long as they see y'all fighting, here comes the mulattoes or whatever else y'all done created on the planet. Because, like I said, mulattoes cannot exist without one or the other. You know what I'm saying? So again, the creators of it all. It's time to, uplift one another. It's time for us to get it together. It's time for us to unite as a one consciousness, as a one whole. And when we begin to work on ourselves, that's when we can actually share, shed this light and share, with one another. You know what I'm saying? And Black men on here have made a living off of talking down a black woman, and vice versa, or the divesting stuff and the different race stuff. Like, it's so played out at this point. Let me tell you something. They getting ready to ambush our whatever color your ass want to be. Okay, we finna get we finna have, look, they got Rex 83 for us, and look, they included the Latinos in that bill, so don't get it twisted. Okay, I want to stress this. You know what I'm saying? Emphasize this. At the end of the day, we are one. We are
Facts.
one.
Yeah,
Facts. I want to add something to what I think was Kevin C was saying. I totally understand. Wait, Tiny, you got some background notes. I'm gonna mute you real quick.
Okay. Okay.
Um, Kevin, you let me just go back to what I was gonna originally say. Since you already know the history of me not talking down on black men or black women, I found it a little weird that you would think that I'm doing these streams in order to make myself feel good, because in reality, the way I see it, and correct me if you think that I'm wrong or reaching or whatever, but both communities, black and brown communities, have nothing to brag about. I'm gonna keep it 1,000. We have nothing to brag about. There are some positives in each community, but we are in no position to be bragging about or calling each other out to make ourselves feel good on anything. So it just, to me, it felt a little weird that you even said that, and I felt a little disrespect. I'm not gonna lie, I felt a little disrespected on that. I was like, yo, that's kind of fucked up. But what are your thoughts on that?
Okay, see, all right, and I could see that. And remember, like I said, I asked the question right from the very beginning, and then I waited and I went through that whole stream with you and tried to get some clarity on it, and just I was questioning. It was questionable to me from the beginning, and I forget the second one, but the second one actually went left. So much so to the point that when Bobo popped up, he said essentially the same. He was actually he was more rough on you than I was, and
Well,
when
we
I come
understand
up,
why. We understand why.
yeah, but and I try to be, because it's your show and everything else and your presentation, so I try to be respectful, just present my talking points, and I try to stay on point with what it is I'm saying, but I do question, just the black focus, and I look around and I see that it looks like you're not really challenging the people who probably are bothering other people in your group. Like I said, it seems like you guys don't challenge white people when they abuse you or exploit you, which is something that black people aren't doing and we don't even have the power to do.
Gotcha.
And then when I talk about, and then like the concern, and like in the second live stream, there was a lot of feelings that came out of that, and there was some negative stereotypes that was pushed towards black men. The concern was, well, if black men are dating outside of their race and their country, now they're going to sully everybody else's group. Well, we don't have a history of doing that. Not only do we not have a history of doing that, I can guarantee you, if black men came over to Hispanics or white people or white women and started screwing it up, y'all would shut that down. But I question how you have non-black men coming over to black women, screwing everything up, making babies out of wedlock, destroying the women, and not making them marriageable, and then dropping their mess off and just leaving the babies and then taking off and saying and dumping that mess on black men. That's happening too. See, I look at it like, if you're going to talk about stuff, talk about that too, because I actually brought that up. I brought that
All
up
right.
with other people. That's happening, and that's Hispanic men doing it. That's white men doing it. Some Asian, some other men doing it. And black men, we don't have that history, but people are putting that on us, and we don't have it. We don't have it in the United States. We don't have it overseas,
Yeah,
and that's a proven fact.
I've been very vocal about the white supremacy and in both America, Latin America, and stuff like that. Even some of the things that affect us as a whole. I think recently, like around December, I think I made a video about black and Mexican families are suing the Palm Springs County because of due to racism, and they burned their house down and stuff like that. So I spoken on about that, and I keep on speaking about that. So I understand that you mean other Latinos are not speaking about white supremacy or the white folks. You're right. I would also would put that to the FBA crowd. The FBA people are too busy talking amongst other black folks and degrading them instead of tackling white supremacists. You know what I'm saying?
Well, do you think they're not really hitting on the white supremacists? Because
no,
I look
no,
at,
they're not.
okay.
No, they're not. Because
No, they're not at all.
I'm gonna tell you something right now. They're not because.
Do you think they're, okay?
I'm gonna tell you. No, wait. Hold on.
Go ahead. I'll respond. Go ahead.
The reason why I say no is because the word tether is something that they constantly keep on using, and it's basically now referred to the N word when they use it. The word tether was invented by a white supremacist, and
Was
the
it?
fact, yes,
I
it was.
thought that was Tariq's word.
No.
It's just more political. It's political.
It was
like Anchor Baby or something like that.
It was actually the funny thing is Tariq was actually called out. Tariq was called out by another suspected white supremacist, and he basically said,
taking their word and using it. Okay.
Yes. He even said that, hey, yo, you just literally just took a white supremacist word, and you know, and the thing is, just Tariq just completely like ignored it and he keeps on using it. I think I'm actually, you know what, this is. I'm gonna actually, so I could prove my point. I like proving my point. Let me
okay, go ahead.
Just go on Twitter right now. This is the exchange that him and Tariq had, and he basically said, you know FBA views are more in line with the white supremacists, right? You guys are anti-immigrants, call blacks from Caribbeans and African tethers, a term made up by a white supremacist against blacks. Now FBA blacks use it against other blacks. How ironic, FBA coons. So this is what I'm saying. You know.
Okay, all right. I thought that was his term. That's very interesting. I didn't know that part.
No. So
hey, I do got to correct you on something though. There's nothing as bad as the word. There's nothing as bad as the racial slur used against black people. The one with the hard R. There's nothing as bad as that.
Of course.
There's absolutely nothing in the world as bad as that. It has way too much sting to it, and no matter what anybody calls anybody else, it'll never equal that word with a hard R.
But it has to. It starts from somewhere, right? Because
but
when that word.
Wait, real quick. You mean cracker? I'm just playing. It's a joke. I'm playing.
I got you. I know you try to lighten the mood. See, this again, radical. This is okay. This is one of the things I like about you, man. I'm not mad at you and all the other stuff. We can talk stuff out. Go ahead.
I'm playing. That's a joke. Go ahead, guys.
It's a joke. No, that's cool, but at the same time, this is how you dismiss it. Like, you cannot dismiss it. It may, of course, look. You may not see me. I'm a black man, but at the same time, I'm a so-called immigrant, a so-called tether, right, or whatever. So when that word is being used towards me, right, I know the context that they're taking it. And so to say, well, you know what, it's not equivalent to the N-word, but everything starts from one, right?
Yeah, I get you. And I can understand there's some sting to that. I would agree with you. There's some sting to it. I just don't want to make the equivalence. People do that too often.
There is a little sting, but I'm not stung by it because
Kofi's been like, you know, ridiculed on Twitter for it.
Say again.
Kofi's the dude that's speaking right now. Dude, he's been ridiculed on Twitter, called a tether, and called every name in the book.
Exactly, and didn't even know who or where I'm from. The thing with FBA, the moment you speak against it, because we're talking about people that are mental midgets. These are people that don't even know their own history. So when they use the word tether and stuff like that, what does the word tether mean? Just by the etymology of the word, it just means something that's tied down, something that's bound down, tied down to us. Okay, so if you call me a tether, yes, I'm tied down to this country. So I'm tied down to this country, and I got roots in this country. What are you? So it doesn't really sting to me because I'm talking to a bunch of ignorant people. I mean, I'm talking about people who will say, "Well, me, you are not the same." I'm okay. Me, you're not the same. All right.
Didn't you get death threats or something like that from some of these people, or was that Brandon?
Nah, not Brandon. I didn't get no death threats or anything like that.
Who got death threats? They posted it on Twitter. They got death threats from some FBA people.
It could have been Brandon. Probably got death threats. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Not with
the only problem I have with it. So when you talk about
real quick, hold on. 215 was going to talk. What's up?
Yeah, I think y'all getting it mixed up. That's not what tether means. Tariq clearly articulated what he meant by tether. A tether is an individual who flees for whatever reason from their homeland, not, come over on plane for better opportunities. No, they flee from their homeland.
That's disingenuous, and he cannot reinvent the word tether. That's a very And I'm
Wait,
glad
wait,
you
wait,
mentioned that because it's
wait. Let him finish. Let him finish, and then you
okay.
could respond. Let him finish. Let him finish.
They flee from their homeland for to come to America, and they cosplay as a Black American, and they dive into the culture. They might set up businesses in the Black community. They'll act like buddy, they're your friends, and then they come out later on saying we need to get rid of Black History Month or Black Americans complain too much. Shut the fuck up.
Now let me.
That's total bullshit.
Wait. Kofi, hold up. 215. Let me ask you something, and then I'm gonna let.
Let me.
Okay. Go ahead.
Before you make your answer.
Okay.
With everyone with a lot of people in FBA, because I'm FBA myself. What a lot of people in FBA are doing, anyone can join. A white person can join FBA, because anybody can put up a fake profile. And what a lot of people are doing, they're using Tether to mean everybody. But that's not how Tyreek is. Tyreek is setting it up as a person who cosplays and come over here and acts all buddy, and then flip like that.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, I see your point.
Wait. Hold on. Let me.
You have a lot of people calling everyone a Tether. Your grandma's a Tether. I understand that. I get it. But that's not. I mean, it's two different. That's not. Tyreek's not calling.
Wait. 215. Let me.
A heartbeat. He got.
Okay. Let me ask you something. Sure. Let's say a white person takes the most racist thing, like Kevin C just said, the N word with the ER, and they redefined it and says that means a white person with a good job or something like that. Whatever. They just redefine it. They keep on using it. Do you really think that is going to change the originality of that word?
No, I do not. I can agree with you on that.
Okay,
I'm saying the way that Tyreek.
Okay, but
I understand that it has a specific definition for white supremacists.
Yeah.
At the end, we can say white people like DeSantis is taking woke from the Black community.
Okay. I see your point.
You see what I'm saying here?
I see your point.
Original principle.
Yeah. I see your point.
It has an original principle, but that's not the way Tyreek is using it, because Tyreek, he clearly states he don't hate all white people. His wife is half white.
Yeah,
his mother-in-law is half white. Living in the basement with him.
Wait, real quick. I'm gonna let Kofi respond to you. And if you guys want to have a little back and forth, go ahead, but do it respectfully. Don't talk over each other. So Kofi, respond to what 215 said.
What he's saying is the truth, and it's also a lie. Whatever the cult of FBA is, whatever the cult leader says. I have literally heard Tariq said, "Hey, look, who is FBA? I'm half FBA because my girlfriend is Ghanaian. Oh, it's cool as long as you FBA." Then I hear him say another thing, say, "Well, no, it don't count." The cult, whatever the cult leader says, is what it is. And I like the definition you gave about redefining words. And Tariq, number one, the word tether, I'm glad one thing he did get right about the definition of what Tariq may consider what a tether is. We all know a tether means someone who's not was not a part of the a black person that's not a part of have African ancestors, not even African, who wasn't a slave in America. Right, so already that falls on his head, because if anyone knows, that's what I'm saying. These people don't even know their own goddamn history, right? Because if we all know what slavery was, you had slaves being taken from the Americas, also going to the Caribbean, and slaves from the Caribbean going to the Americas. So that is a fact that has happened, right? That happened constantly. So another point that he also said, well, tethers means someone who flee. How the fuck someone ran? This is nigga mentality. You think that because someone on their own fruition could just get up and leave means they're running. That's how you could tell the mentality of Tariq and how some people are, because I ain't leaving this what Michael X says about America, how niggas see America. He's like, leave this white man here? For what? Where you get a job better than here? Where you get things better than here? This is the house nigga mentality.
And
so when another black person
last time I checked, I read Nelly Fuller's book. Last time I checked, being anti-black to like Africans and Caribbeans, that's not on code.
Exactly. And he says he quotes Ned Fury all the time.
You know,
So
the
hold
whole,
on.
I'm about to
You're
bring it
you're
home.
you're, you're, ra- you're radical. May I say something?
go ahead.
All right, is it on code to be racist to hairy people? I'm just asking. You know what I
No,
mean?
what the fuck?
Yeah, so I don't get into this. I don't get into these back and forth about terms, this, that, and the third. What I look at is behavior. Okay, and I look at it. I call it black. I call it sellout behavior, meaning that you're black, you look black, you present as black, you take advantage of all the programs afforded to Black Americans that's supposed to go to Black Americans, and then you actually demonstrate some type of behavior that goes against the progress of your group. Meaning that you do have people of African and Caribbean descent that come to the United States. They filter into blackness, and then they get into positions of power and authority, and then they start saying, "Hey, you Negroes don't need reparations. What are y'all even talking about?" Now, whether
But
black
there's
people get
Black Americans that
whether
do the
okay,
same thing. What are you
okay,
talking about?
and I absolutely, and I was getting to that too, because we have homegrown sellouts too, right? My whole point is that anybody who's going up against the group and saying stuff that's negative is literally demonstrating that behavior. So I don't get into the name calling. I just go, look, I'll look at the behavior that you're doing, and you're demonstrating sellout behavior, and you're actually going against your own group. And then I question why you're doing that. And there's got to be a benefit to it. Either you're getting paid, or you're getting some kind of benefit, or you're getting some kind of job, or you're getting something. Because there's no reason for anybody in their own racial group to actually do something that goes against their own group. There's
But
no
that's
reason
what
for that.
FBA is. What FBA says, like they have this. He has this unreal reality that all Black people in America are on code, and usually when you find someone that's on code, they look like you and me. They're an immigrant. I'm not lying. I'm
Can I
not
say something?
embellishing. I'm not stretching the truth because I'll give
Can
you a
I
little
say
background
something,
about me.
please?
I used to follow Tariq Nasheed, right? From since like for
Give it a minute, Tiny.
2016.
Give it a minute.
From since 2016. And when I saw he pivoted and he took members from ADOS and he formed FBA, he took the same because ADOS is also anti-Black. So this is pretty much COINTELPRO saying
Can
all
I
the
say
vehicles
something?
of Black liberation and Black unity,
Give it a
those
minute.
are ops, right? So it's
Can I
not
say
that, oh, I
something?
hate Tariq Nasheed from the gate. That's not true. I
Yeah,
used to rock with
yeah,
Tariq Nasheed, and
wait, real quick.
yeah,
Let Tiny talk
Can
real
I
quick,
say
all right?
something?
cool.
All right, Tiny, go
Okay.
ahead.
Okay, so everybody is so into this FBA, but like, where was FBA, like ancient FBA? It doesn't exist. None of those things exist. The whole thing is Tariq Nasheed has a whole white mama-in-law, all right, and they are all in other countries right now, collecting children that are not theirs. His mama-in-law doing some funny stuff, and y'all want to even, I ain't trying to throw, allegedly, look, if you go and you look up Tariq mother-in-law, y'all gonna see her with some Haitian kids. And if you look Tariq up, if you look and you see he got a whole GoFundMe for Haiti children. What, and he got the nerve to take their money, like he ain't never give them back their money. And what is he exactly is he creating? Because this museum and everything, anybody from the public that want to go see it, he got a problem with that. Last time I checked, he threw a whole party up in there, and y'all paying for what? Like, the whole thing is like, right, who is this man? You know what I'm saying? Like, why y'all even confining in him like he's like a whole leader when he want everybody black from the whole black earth planet to prove they're black to him? Like, he is who? He is nothing but an agent of chaos.
Can I
That's all my thing.
Tiny. Just
Hey,
to
you said a
just
lot,
to double up on that.
and I'm
Just
not
to
even
double
trying
up
to
on
defend.
that, Tiny.
Huh?
This is what my belief is, and I'm Dominican West Indian.
Wait, real quick. Yo, Tiny, for Tiny. This goes for Tiny. That was fire right there, Tiny. Okay, go ahead, Don. Go ahead.
I mean, I actually see, and I don't know that much about Tariq Nasheed, but the way that he actually has his movement, which is the FBA, I actually thinks that he's a snake oil salesman. And why I say that is because you go and you sell people a dream, you take their money, and then after that, when you sell that people the dream or a product, right, and then the product turns to crap, he got the money, and then you're following a man that has no structure on what he's actually going to do for you.
can I respond to that?
Well, he's got a lot of followers, man. He's got people that actually like the
But
person
his
he does. I look at it
mama-in-law,
like
what?
this:
But
if you
why
don't like
y'all
him,
not?
stay away from his
No, what
stuff. And
about
then
his mama-in-law though? What she doing with the
They
Haitian
don't care.
children.
They
I
don't
want to
Like
be.
care.
why? Why they little black Haitian
Hey, look.
children? They need
Here's the
our
thing.
black love. What happened? Like
Here's the
what is
thing with
that
that.
all about?
Unless you and I'm not again. I'm not
Wait,
even trying to
wait,
defend anybody, but
real
I
quick.
would
She
say this.
does. Wait, she does have a point though. Like, aren't these like black kids? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Black kids doing what? What do you mean? Was he trafficked? What are you?
I don't know,
Are
but
you
his
suggesting
white
that he's trafficking
mama-in-law had
something?
a video talk about speaking Spanish, como se llama, to French little children from
yeah,
Haiti. What you talking
yeah. There
about?
was like at least two
Which y'all
videos.
that's not no leader. That's some stuff you don't want no part of. No. We leaders. We the gang out here. Y'all got me twisted.
All right. Somebody want to respond to
Yeah.
that? Go ahead.
Yeah, well, I just want to just build on what she said. You guys remember when they had the Haitians at the border, and Sharika's looking at black men, black women, children, and babies, and said they Haitian, they could hold their own nuts. I don't care. From that point on, I already knew. But from that point on, anyone defending FBA is a fucking sellout. Is a fucking black sellout.
Okay. All right. Hold on. Wait. 215. You want to respond because I know you're trying to say
All
something.
the questions you wanted to address. You're asking all these questions. Why are people following Tariq and everything? And he's this and he's that. Me, I'm FBA, right? And I consider Tariq a narcissist. It's not about Tariq, right? I see a lot of issues with Tariq. But the reason why he's able to galvanize so many people is because it comes from a place of genuine hurt. Now, if I was to sit here as a black American, FBA, you say, oh, it's not real. There's no history. Everything is social construct. Ethiopia, everything was created by a man. So that's hypocritical to even say that in the first place. Many nations are created by men. And this is a man, it really stems from Dr. Claude Anderson. But the reason why he's able to galvanize is because it comes from a place of genuine hurt. People are having
real quick. Who's Claude Anderson? Who's that?
Dr. Claude Anderson.
Who's that?
He's a sociologist, economist. He actually worked with the in the State Department. He was in the military. He did a lot of good things.
Oh shit! Shout out to him.
He's got a long history of actually working with overseas, State Department, a whole bunch of other stuff, and in the government. And he came up with a plan to economically empower black people.
Oh shit! Shout out to him.
That's his bad.
Yeah, he's been doing that. He's been doing that since the 80s. And
okay. Shout out to him. Shit, I didn't know that. Okay, 215. Go ahead.
Yeah, it comes from a place of genuine hurt, and there's people that are having these experiences. Now, if I started a panel on my channel as a black American and said to Latinos, the beef that Dominicans and Puerto Ricans are having, now I know there's a beef between Dominicans and Puerto Ricans because I have a Puerto Rican friend, and we have this discussion all the time. Now, if I was to say to you guys, if Puerto Ricans were having a discussion between Dominicans, and I come out of nowhere as a black American and say, what the fuck y'all complaining about? What are you talking about? There is no beef. Why are y'all hating on each other? Why are y'all, and you're not, that's me gaslighting you and saying that your experience is not real. It's all in your head. You know, why are you delineating from Dominican when there's a genuine friction there? You see, that's what I'm saying. So it's not about Tariq. He's able to galvanize so many people because it's a realistic experience. It's actually happening.
Can I respond to that?
Wait, real quick. Hold on. I got Afrodispra News. I want him to speak, and then you and Kofi, you could go and respond. Afrodispra News, what's going on? What do you got to say about the little mini debate that I had and the discussion now? What's going on?
Yes, and thanks for having me up. And really, just to be quick, because, I don't want to bring any negativity, but I have to say this. You all are spending a lot of time hating on Tariq Nasheed, and I don't even know him personally. I'm not even from LA, but I have to be honest. You all have issues in your own communities that you could be fixing. And I'm not saying that disrespectfully, because we as African Americans have our own issues as well. But literally, that's all I came to say.
Okay.
Oh, and the brother Kofi. Let me say this to the brother Kofi. As far as the Haitians that was at the U.S. border that was being pushed out of Mexico, my question to you is this. Can we as African Americans, I don't know your ethnicity, but I'm African American. I'm a descendant of United States slaves. Can me and my African American ethnicity, can we go to Haiti and get DACA or foreign aid? Can we go there illegally and get DACA or foreign aid?
What's stopping you from going to Haiti?
brother.
Americans
Did
can
you not
go
hear the
anywhere
question?
in the world. That's just
Are
on
you not?
period.
All right. So please tell me one country that is offering African Americans DACA and foreign aid and reciprocity for the DACA and foreign aid that we have given you
I
all.
got something.
Yes.
Truth be told, I'm not trying to derail this whole thing. No country's gonna give nobody DACA or foreign aid. Let's be
Checkmate. That's
100%.
checkmate right there.
Let's be 100% honest. I'm Latino, and just to become a Dominican, because I'm half Dominican, just to become a Dominican citizen, to have dual citizenship, I had to cough up money. I had to make the right paperwork. I had to make sure everything was dotted and sealed and everything. So it wasn't just presented to me
No, you just said it.
on a silver platter. But yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So my question is this: how does it benefit
Big up to
African
you,
Americans?
Radical.
Hold on, brother. Please let me. This is my final question, and I'll even mute up. How does it benefit African Americans, and I'll even add Puerto Ricans? How does it benefit African Americans and Puerto Ricans for our taxes to continuously go to DACA and foreign aid to countries that you admit will never reciprocate the tax revenue that we give them?
Can I respond to that?
That was for wait, hold on. That was for Kofi, correct?
Yes, but
Okay.
whoever has the answer can answer.
Okay. Kofi, answer, and whoever wants to respond after Kofi, go right ahead. But Kofi, go ahead and respond to his question.
What he's saying, I'm not trying to say his question is not a legitimate question. It's a legitimate question, but I always find when people ask these questions, especially black people, they always go to the low hanging fruit, right? So yeah, that aid goes to Latin American countries and things like that, right? The false narrative here. First, let me say, I never hear a black person in these spaces complain about all the money that goes to Jerusalem. Never
That's a
hear it at
problem as
all.
well, brother.
Black people always talk about money that's going to either other black countries or other brown countries. And
You're
the reason why
deflecting,
other
brother.
black
What's the
countries, other
answer?
brown
That's
countries are
facts.
in that particular position is due to the United States involvement and butting their nose in Latin American affairs. You know, we all know about the Ronald Reagan and the Contras and the stuff like that, knowing that the United States destabilized Latin American countries and
Yes, we
African
know
countries
that, brother.
and Caribbean
Brother.
countries. So
How
to
does
ask
it
that
benefit
question
us
is
to
legitimate.
keep paying
It's
DACA and foreign aid? I'm asking. How does it benefit us?
I'm answering your question.
Yes,
So
I'm.
when you just hyper focus, laser focus on, if you're well aware and knowledgeable of what the United States have done to these countries, to see the influx of immigration and all these other people going in that they're funding, this is the reason why, right? So the United States they got their boot on your neck, and they got their boot on other people, and you here saying, "Oh, why you giving them something?"
So, brother, did
They
you not hear
both
the
got our
question?
boots on our neck. And
Hold
the
on.
thing
Did you,
is,
did you not
for
hear the
people who
question,
don't
brother?
need aid, people that don't need aid, it's just a handout, will be places like Israel. But you got no smoke for
Hold on,
Israel. So
brother.
it
Did you
all,
not hear the question? You must not have heard the question? I didn't even name any country. I said, how does it benefit African Americans and Puerto Ricans to continuously pay taxes to DACA and foreign aid nations that will never reciprocate the revenue that we give them?
you have to
I
talk
said
to
all
It just
nations.
never
you
will.
have to
It never
talk to your
will.
tax. Like, look, no one
It never
goes and
will.
pays taxes. Well, I'm going to pay taxes. This is going to go to the UN. This is going to no. You pay
Yes.
taxes
So for the
regardless.
record, it does not
So
benefit us,
hold
correct?
on. I'm answering your
It never
question.
will
So if
benefit
you have a
us.
problem with where
Exactly.
your tax dollars are going, you shouldn't be attacking the average Hispanic person. You should be attacking the
Hold
average
on,
black
brother.
person.
What? So
You
you
should
just
be
gonna keep
going
lying
to
on
your
me? Hold
congressman
on.
Can I
Slow
say
or
down.
something?
Wait,
Slow
anyone
down,
and
Can I
wait,
saying,
can I
"Hey,
say
look,
something?
hold on,
I don't like how
brother.
my
Slow
tax
down.
dollars are being
wait.
spent."
Kofi,
Can I say
Kofi,
something? Can
hold
I
on,
say something?
real quick. Let's not talk over each other. Let's just chill out. I think Afro diaspora got a little offended because you said that you attacking people. I don't think that's what he meant, but it's fine. Kofi, just finish up real quick, and then I want Tiny to go, and then Afro diaspora, you can respond. But Kofi, just land the plane. Just say what you gotta say and land the plane.
I already did. I'm saying, like, he has a problem with how United States spend its money, our tax dollars, which you have a lot of people in the United States that's a citizen or not that contribute to the United States, right? with taxes, you need to take it up with the United States.
Gotcha.
That's
Okay.
it. It's a very
Gotcha.
simple.
So
Now, wait. Hold on.
no,
Hold
let
on.
Tiny go. I'm
Let
listening.
Tiny go. Let Tiny go. Tiny, go ahead.
I would have to agree with Afro in a way, in an aspect where it does not benefit us. Them. Overly charging us, taxing us for things that we're not benefiting as a whole. And also, the whole system is all about indentured servitude. So yes, I'm gonna have to go with the top guy there. I'm sorry, I don't have my glasses on. Um, everyone pays taxes because as long as you in indentured servitude, you came over here like it's been going on forever, with visas and being indentured to servitudes, and that's what it's all about. Everyone's paying taxes and everyone is taking a great loss. And actually, this is worldwide. You know what I'm saying? This is not over here in just one bracket. The illusion of us fighting each other, okay, instead of coming as a whole, is why they winning. Okay, it's up to us to realize that it's gonna take us as a whole to rise as one to stop this shit. Okay, so when I say they created Rex 83 for us and National Guard and all that shit, because when they know when we wake up as a whole, it's a wrap.
Okay, so I'm not sure what that lady just said.
Wait,
but,
hold on,
but,
wait,
but,
Kevin, Kevin, hold on, real quick, because I want the Afro,
okay, I'm sorry, go ahead.
to go, but real quick, Afro, I think somebody in the chat put a very good point. He basically said, FBA voted 90% Biden. They voted for Ukraine to get all that money. That's something that was true, but also something that I don't think you are aware of. DACA, we don't pay anything to DACA. DACA pays the United States. Here's part of Google. Once you have completed and signed the 821D form, you will need to pay $495 as a fee, and also you will pay another $495 as a requirement fee with a debit, credit card, or whatever the case is. So I understand what you're saying. The money is going from DACA programs, as the staffed, but I don't think that refers to the individuals. But okay, go ahead, Afro. Go ahead.
And literally, since you pulled it up, you could literally type in U.S. tax revenue allocated to DACA. You can see that it's literally trillions of dollars. So we don't have to speculate. Additionally, and in conclusion, this is the solution that I came to offer. If you African American and you Puerto Rican and you listening, literally, you can call your local congressmen and senators and demand an end to DACA and foreign aid so that your tax revenue as African Americans and Puerto Ricans can be used to end the gentrification of African American and Puerto Rican communities, and that we can end the ethnic displacement of African American and Puerto Rican people.
Afro, I'm sorry to interrupt you. Did I googled exactly what you said? Did you read that?
Yeah, did you read it, brother? Post it.
Yeah, it says in 2021, the Center of American Progress estimate that DACA recipients annually contribute, not got, contribute 6.2 billion in federal taxes. They also they also pay 3.3 billion in state local tax, according to the tax economic policies. DACA eligible individuals pay about 8.3% of their income state to local taxes. So
never responding.
They're not getting anything. They're paying.
Radical, number one, I just told you to Google how much do U.S. taxpayers pay into DACA. That's not what you Google. Number two.
Okay, wait. How much? Wait. How? What am I supposed to do? Google? What am I supposed to Google? How much? What?
Radical.
How much U.S.
Afro.
Yes.
Afro
how much?
And Radical. Can I just express this real quick?
Please let me make this point.
Stuff? Okay, go ahead.
Please let me just make this point.
Okay, how much
Radical
U.S. help?
And I'll mute up. There's two tiers. Number one, Radical. Google how much U.S. tax revenue is allocated to DACA. Number two, you spoke about DACA recipients paying taxes. Those are job opportunities that could have went to unemployed U.S. citizens. That's reality.
Yeah.
Yes.
So look, the
Wait,
answer
wait,
is
wait,
for black people not to be
wait,
voting
wait,
Democrat.
wait, 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 wait. I just googled it, and again, this is what I got. Nearly 700,000 DACA recipients living across households of the 50 states contribute 5.7 billion to federal taxes. It
Hey,
doesn't
if you
say
got
nothing
something different,
about.
Afro, look it up and then put it in the back chat
Yeah,
so
yeah,
that you
yeah.
can
Can you
actually
can you
click
do
on it.
that? If you got something different, can you
Look it
just
up and put it in the black
can you?
chat. Help him out because he can't find it.
All right. I mean,
I can't
literally, I'm
I can't
reading it
find it.
right now. It literally says 3.3
Just
billion.
put the link in the back chat so he can just click on it, bro.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, at least address the second part.
The what?
These jobs that illegal aliens are receiving are job opportunities that could have went to unemployed U.S. citizens. That's a fact.
Yeah.
And we as U.S. citizens, we cannot go to your countries illegally and receive any employment. We have to have a work permit and a visa.
No. Yeah, you can. No, you can.
All right.
No, you're
Please
gonna
tell
work
me
under the
where.
table.
No, you could. Yes, you can. You could
Exactly.
go.
So it's
Wait,
not
no.
comparable
Wait
to
a
the
minute. Wait,
U.S.
no.
In
Wait
the
a minute.
U.S.,
You can.
illegal immigrants have government jobs.
Wait. Hold on. You can
But hold
literally
on.
go to
Why
any
did you step on
country.
that point?
Wait, hold on. I'm not stepping on the point. I'm answering.
So
You could
please tell me
literally.
what
You
country.
could literally go to any country
Yes.
and work under the table. Everybody does that.
Yes,
Everyone
and if
does that.
hold on, let me respond to you. And if law enforcement encounters
Yes,
you
they're gonna get. Yeah, they're gonna get.
to
Yeah,
the immigration
everyone.
laws.
That
So that's
happens
not
to
like the
everybody.
U.S.
That
I'll give you
happens
an
to
example. Hold
everybody.
on, radical. No, I can checkmate you right now. Name one country in Latin America that has sanctuary cities comparable to the U.S.
I can answer that.
That's a
Checkmate. All right.
disingenuous answer.
Oh no,
Yeah,
no.
please.
I can answer
Wait.
that.
Somebody can
Please
answer
tell me.
that. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
please
Yeah,
tell me.
let's get the answer.
Okay. All right. Here's the thing. You cannot compare.
Brother, name the cities, brother. Name the countries. Don't
Can I
deflect.
speak?
Canada.
Can I
Let him
speak?
speak. Let him speak.
Yeah,
Let him
please.
speak.
I'm listening.
You cannot compare third world countries to an economy like the United States.
Brother, that's a
If those
deflection. I'm asking. Name
listen,
the city.
no, it's not because
Okay, so
you're
you're
trying
saying
to come.
that don't offer
Can
it
I speak?
to
Can I speak? Can I speak?
Yes, yes. I'll mute up,
Okay,
but you're
then
not
that.
answering the question.
Well, then mute up so that I can speak. You cannot compare apples and oranges. Those countries in Latin America are not on the same economic tier as the United States. If they were, you would not have people leaving those countries coming to the United States. If you
And
want to
so
make a comparison, want to make a comparison, you got to compare apples to apples. For
So
example,
you're
comparing
admitting
the
that there's no
United States.
reciprocity, brother. You're admitting that there is no reciprocity. That's what you're saying.
Because it's not possible. You cannot compare apples to oranges.
But brother, that's not my
They're not on
responsibility.
the
Hold on,
same.
brother. Hold on, let
You
me say that.
cannot put them on the same
Brother,
standard because they're
response to you.
unequal.
Wait. Truth.
There's an
Stop.
inequality.
Truth. Let him talk. Let him answer you because then nobody's gonna go. Afro,
And
go ahead.
Radical Latino, I appreciate you giving me this platform because I don't want to take all the time up, but
Yeah, go ahead.
you're literally saying, you're admitting, you're conceding my point that there is no reciprocity. No matter what the reason you say that is the reason, there is no reciprocity. There is no DACA that we receive as African Americans from foreign nations. There is no foreign aid from foreign nations being given to impoverished African Americans. That's literally the point right there. That's all.
can I answer that?
Wait. Everybody mute up. Wait, stop. Hold on. Afro, I just Googled it. And I found Argentina, Brazil, Chile, Colombia, Costa Rica, Ecuador, Mexico, Panama, Peru. They are sanctuary cities for certain countries.
You have to
for
qualify.
certain individuals.
I'm glad you said that. Hold on. You have to qualify.
Everybody has to qualify. The thing is, everybody has to qualify.
How many Americans are in these? Brother,
but
have a dialogue. How many Americans are in these?
You ask sanctuary
You'd be
cities.
surprised with a lot of money living their best lives.
Exactly.
No, that's my point.
Wait. Hold on.
Please stop interrupting.
Wait.
Yeah, go ahead,
you asked for sanctuary cities. You never asked who applied or who could. You just asked
Brother,
for
I'm American. You think I don't care?
Wait. Hold on. You asked for sanctuary cities. I gave you proof of sanctuary cities. Now I do not know. Wait, I don't know the details of these sanctuary cities, who can
Okay.
apply. I don't know that, but
Of
these
course.
are sanctuary cities. Now go ahead.
Yes. Well, that's my point. That's checkmate right there, brother. If you cannot produce evidence that American citizens, U.S. citizens, have a reciprocal relationship, meaning that we can go to Latin America and receive DACA and foreign aid and government employment if we go there illegally, comparable to
Government employment.
I mean, well,
The only reason an American would actually leave the United States and go to another country is if you're being prosecuted right here in the United States or persecuted for some reason, like political targeting or assassination, something like that.
Wasn't that
There's
guy
no
with
reason
Assange?
for any American to do that.
Wasn't
Now, I
that
will say
Assange?
something that Kofi said. I want to say something. I want to respond to something that Kofi said. So he kind of gave a backdrop as to why all those people are leaving and why they're leaving and wherever it is they're coming from and coming to the United States. And he gave a whole kind of history and stuff like that. I'm gonna tell you, when black people do that, everybody says, "Shut up, stop whining, complaining, pull yourselves up by your bootstraps." So if I look at it like this, if that's what black men get, y'all got to do the exact same thing. Because every time a black man says that targeting, Jim Crow racism, and this, that, and the third, and the continued targeting and specific, denial of economic opportunities, everybody just says, "Look, you guys are being victims. Shut up, stop whining, complaining, pull yourselves up by your bootstraps." So that's my response to everybody else. I don't even want to hear your story anymore. All y'all need to be pulling yourselves up by your bootstraps. All y'all need to do. If we gotta do it, all y'all need to do it. Otherwise, what you guys are doing is just saying, "Hey, look, what I mean is, you Negroes pull yourselves up. I get help." That's what you're doing. That's what everybody does. And I'm telling you, black men see that. We see it. We see what everybody does.
Wait, what does that?
Wasn't Assad Shakur given asylum in Cuba? What about those Black Panthers that got asylum in Cuba? God, what's the name? I can't remember her name right now. I'm blanking.
Yeah, Assad Shakur. In Cuba, right?
Assad Shakur, and there was somebody else that.
That person who was somebody else passed away.
Wait, truth.
Truth. You're getting off the point. I just told you that everybody else gets to tell their backstory.
Wait, hold on, Kevin. You gotta stop. Hold on, Kevin. What does that have to do with what the brother just asked about sanctuary cities and all this other stuff? You talking about pulling yourself up from your bootstraps? I have no idea what you're talking about.
Because he already proved that point. There's no reciprocity. That point's already done, and people are trying to argue against it. He's already proved that point.
Let me say this, and please let me say
and Afro, and the reason I'm saying that is that Kofi.
Kevin, wait, Kevin, hold on, stop, because when you ramble, boy, you go. And shout out to you about that. But hold on for 1 second. I understand what Afro is saying. I totally do. I understand what Afro is saying. But fam, comparing DACA and government is jobs and all this other stuff is literally got nothing to do.
I'm telling you right now, Radical. At this point, black men do not care. We don't want to hear everybody else's story because nobody wants to hear our story. So we're done with that. If we got to pull ourselves up, so does everybody else. That's just the bottom line.
Can I respond to Kevin and Afro?
Go ahead. Respond to Kevin.
I hear what they're saying, and it's that what they're saying is 100% correct. The only thing I disagree with is where they put their anger towards. Whose fault is that? Reason why Black Americans aren't getting the recognition and the help that they solely deserve is whose fault?
What do you mean? Whose fault is that?
That's why we're trying to correct it.
Because it's not like yeah. Go ahead. And just I'm gonna let you define that. Go ahead. Just tell me the answer. I'm not gonna guess.
That's why we're
tell me the answer. Tell me the answer because I don't want to guess. Go ahead and tell me the answer.
Didn't you just agree or along the line of saying that all the things that happen to African Americans, you don't want to hear from anyone else because no one doesn't want to hear our own plight? And I just said I agree with agree with that. My whole thing is whose fault is that? I'm saying your energy is being misdirected. The people who are in charge of that are sitting on Capitol Hill or the man in the mirror. It's nobody else's.
Wait a minute. So we got to run around and go run around the Capitol 3 times and petition and do all this other stuff to get what everybody else doesn't have to do.
Is that your solution? Because
the part that Kofi is leaving out.
This is what I'm talking about. Everybody always takes the trash and the responsibility and puts 100% on the men, on black men.
Kevin.
No, I didn't say that.
Let Tiny talk. Go ahead.
No. He said something that's very disingenuous. I didn't put the blame on a man or a woman.
Let Tiny talk.
Okay,
Let Tiny
listen,
talk. Go
y'all.
ahead. Go
Listen,
ahead.
y'all. This is a political arena thing. Okay, this is a bigger problem on a bigger scale. And we're not supposed to be running around no political arena buildings and none of that. We supposed to be abolishing this system as a whole. And as long as we keep playing their little games, we gonna be on this internet,
Facts.
going to and fro,
Fucking
all
facts.
confused, stuck on I don't know what. When we tell these political arenas that are passing laws in our sleeps. Okay, like in Puerto Rico, we make them step down. So it's time to step down. It's time to make them step down. Shut this shit down as a whole. That's why all this to and fro shit don't matter. At the end of the day, when they coming for black oil. If you got a grain of black in your ass, they coming for you.
Facts.
Your ass going to the concentration camp. You gonna have to fight your ass out of these illusions they got going. So at the end of the day, we all hit. So what's up?
All right.
I
So
don't know what this lady is talking about, but I'm telling you this. Bottom line is the
Okay,
bootstrap
grab you
speech is
out
for
y'all.
the bootstrap speech is for black men. Everybody else gets help. So
gotcha.
if we don't
And
get
that's
help, I
true.
don't want
That's a
anybody else
fact.
to get
Okay.
help.
Okay.
I don't
That's
care
a
about your
fact.
situation. I don't care
And
about your
Got
plight.
it.
I don't
Got
want to
it.
hear about it because nobody wants to hear about our story.
Kevin,
So
Kevin is telling the truth.
I'm giving
got it.
everybody else the exact same energy they give us. That's how it's
Okay.
got to go.
Okay.
All right.
Kevin is telling the truth.
And I would the only other thing I would say to black men is that, and black women specifically, but black men especially, do not vote Democrat. There's no reason for you guys to be voting Democrat
That's
because
actually
when
true.
There's
people
no
say that,
reason to vote. There's
that's
no
what you guys
reason
are
to
really
vote
talking
We have
about.
no
Republican.
business voting, period. We are whole. We are not divided. You want us to sound divided. We're not divided, okay? At
All
the
To
right.
end of
vote
the day, this is
conservative
All
is
our
right.
even
problem,
more retarded than
Kevin.
voting
Wait,
Democrat.
real
So
quick, real quick. I want 18 letter to go, and then Denise, because I'm gonna start wrapping it up. So Rakim, thank you for coming in. A shout out to you. Give me your point of view, bro.
Yeah, at this particular point, man, I agree. I agree with Kevin, man. I agree with Kevin 100% because I've got on these panels and I've been quite nice. I could get on some stereotypical and get on some nigga shit, but I've shown a lot of respect on these panels to people's groups, and I've shown a lot of respect to people's culture and try to understand where people is coming from. But every time I try to break down the what's going on within the black community and what's going on in intricate detail, I'm told that we're making excuses, and I'm told that everything is a victimhood. So at this particular point, handle your motherfucking candle, and we'll handle ours. And that's exactly how it is, because we're the only ones in this country that's been fighting anything. Nobody else don't have a history of fighting nothing with this country. And truth be told, what the lady Tiny
that's the
was
lie.
saying, let's keep it real. Let's keep it real.
I heard Mexicans
Yeah,
say
like
they don't
people,
even want to fight. They just want to work.
No, let him.
yeah,
Let him
yeah.
finish.
Hold on,
Let
let
him
me
finish. Let
finish.
him finish.
Hold
Let
on,
him
let me
finish.
finish before you
Ra-
interfere. We all grown men on here, so let me
Rakim
speak, bro.
has the floor. Please. Nobody interrupt. Let him finish.
And let's keep it real. The second some shit pop off, and let's say it's a race war or something, hypothetically speaking, happened in this country, other people got countries to run back to. We don't. And that's what a lot of people are going to do. So let's quit acting like everybody's just in this together. Everybody's going to be down to go. No. Motherfuckers is going to hop back on that plane or go wherever, head back to the islands or head back to south of the border or wherever else they from. So we can quit playing this dishonesty game. Point blank. Black Americans, we ain't
Okay,
got nowhere to run to.
real quick. Hold on. Let me just ask Rakim. Rakim, you really think that we're not in here together and all this other stuff for real?
No, I haven't seen it, Rad, and I always give you
Uh,
props, man. I came in here through your channels. Everybody
yeah.
know I came in through Latin Spaces. I seen a lot of people ridiculing you because of you talking about white supremacy. So tell me how, because I see more black people trying to challenge with the whole
My
unification
my
thing than I
my
see on
thing
the other side.
my thing will be is let's say a second, third, fourth generation Latino, Asian who has no connection to their parents' home country or their parents' culture. You really think they're gonna go back to a land that they don't have no connection to?
Many of them already are, though.
No, stop. That's a good
No,
question.
No,
that's not
That's a
true.
good question on Radical
no.
Latino. Because some people look, I was born in a different country, but I was raised here, right? If I go back,
Wait,
I have family
hold on
there.
one
I
second.
have family there, but no
Wait.
one.
Let Kofi talk, and then Rakim, you can
Well,
respond. Kofi, go ahead.
I never finished,
Well,
but
no,
go ahead, man.
I asked you a question, but hold on, Kofi, go ahead. But then Rakim.
Yeah, but again, this is a Black American experience, so people are not traveled well, or people don't talk to other people. Because if I was to go back, I know where I'm from. I know what country I'm from, what town I'm from, but I don't know there.
I have more of a relationship here,
Yeah.
right? It's a duality. So what Rakim is saying is also very true, right? If when shit goes down, right, they got nowhere to go, and
That's
that's
true.
the
No, that's
problem.
true. That's a
And
fact. That's a fact. That's a
but
fact.
but but see, that's the problem. The thing is that Black Americans they're solely invested in America only, right? There's a saying.
Brother, that's
There's
not true,
there's,
brother.
there's a hold on. There's a saying. You have two slaves on the plantation. One sees a fence that's broken. One slave's gonna fix it. The other one's gonna run away. In my opinion, we have too much trying to fix the fucking fence,
And
right? And that's the problem.
one thing I will add on to that, Rakim, there's a movement called the Pan African movement that doesn't have that problem. They do have a country to go back to. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
What
Oh
about the
yeah, well, in
passport
a lot
You
of
bros
got the whole
though?
cases.
Passport Brothers movement. You
Oh,
got the whole
That's a
passport
Passport.
nigga
bros.
movement. That's a
Okay,
nigga
wait, hold
movement.
up. Let me speak on that. Let
Those
me
are
speak
niggas
on
with
Okay,
that.
okay,
more
okay.
white
Wait,
people.
Passport
Hold
let her
on. Let me
bros
speak.
done
speak on
fucked
that.
everything
Wait,
up.
Let me speak
let
on
her
that
speak.
really
Let her
quickly.
speak. Let her
Let
speak
me
on
speak
that. Let
on
her
that.
speak on
First and
that.
foremost, with the passport bros, those have been up. See, here's the thing. Everybody like denigrating black men. Passport bros was something that was speaking about amongst black
Rakim, you went off. Rakim, yo,
talking about what they were. Can you hear me?
Rakim, you
Can
went.
you hear me?
Yo, yeah, we could hear you now. Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, what I was saying is that passport bros was something that was talked about amongst those men until a lot of women started going into those spaces to see what the men was talking about and start spreading vitriol amongst everybody else to try to. You see how everybody just jump on board? The second somebody put a negative image out there about black men, everybody just jump on board in unification and try to bash them. And you wonder why some of these motherfuckers ain't sticking around to protect nothing.
But
Because
Rakim, that goes against your home. That goes against your own point. Like stick to the point. You said black men want not have a place to go to, and we gave you two examples.
not said black
Passport bros
Americans
and
in general. Black Americans in
okay,
general.
okay.
Every black American ain't a passport bro radical.
That's true. No, that's
Those
true.
are
That's true.
certain
That's true.
those
Yo,
are
when
certain
shit hit the
men.
fan, we all hit, bro.
That is true.
Those are certain men. Most a lot of motherfuckers ain't a lot of people ain't never had experience going down living around those southern people that are rate anything like that, especially y'all in the Northeast. Y'all don't even know what that's like. Y'all ain't even never visit down south. Most of y'all.
Yeah.
So that the idea of something like if shit really go down, ain't like, and let's be clear, everybody else wave their flags except the American flag. So
Because American
let's
flag
be
doesn't
clear on
represent
that.
black people. Like it shouldn't represent black people. That's the thing. That only white supremacists and
It
conservatives
just
do that,
don't.
saying that they're the real Americans,
Wait,
right? And then
but black Americans
FBA
do have their
Call
Wait,
own
me.
flag.
oh,
Yeah, call
that
me.
nah, that's
Yeah,
some bullshit right there. Like,
Wait,
just
why,
because you
why,
say so
why do
doesn't
we?
mean that it
wait,
is.
wait, wait.
Why
Black
do we have
Americans.
to tell?
Wait.
What black person invented the
No, but
American flag?
wait.
Go.
Black Americans got
yes,
their
a
own
black
flag,
person did.
right?
And a black person did invent the American flag, but we also have the Black American
And,
Heritage
and
Flag
have you been
Yeah,
with
that's
the
what I'm
red,
represented
black,
Always
and
say
fairly
the
gold
with that
star.
flag?
national anthem. That's it.
Huh?
They always
You
put
say
a
And have
black
what?
you been
person
No,
singing
no,
the
represented
national
well
anthem.
with that flag?
but that's what I'm saying. The
No,
Black
we haven't
Americans
been
do have that flag. They got their
represented.
All right,
We
then
have
it has
not
nothing
been
to.
represented. Wait, hold up. Let me finish. Let me finish really quickly. We have not been represented well with that flag, but we haven't been represented anywhere else either. That's the like. Don't get me wrong. You're absolutely correct, but that still doesn't attest to the blood, sweat, and tears that we put in this land that we currently in.
But
So it's not like that we're going to go other places and get treated any better or even worse in a lot of other cases. Because at least
that's
here we had a civil rights movement, and a lot of these other places just going to be outright blatant racism. So let's
well,
be
got.
for real
you're
with that.
right, but but you
Real
shouldn't
quick.
use that as a symbol.
Hold on, real quick. I want to move to Denise because I muted her and she was going over. Denise, speak what you got to speak to about, and then I'm gonna just start wrapping it up. Denise, what's up?
Hey, what's up? I just wanted to say like a few things. Like
Go ahead.
first, like with the whole American flag thing, like it's crazy. Love your freaking flag. It's your flag. Either you're black, white, whatever the hell. If you're born here, you're a citizen. You gotta love the flag. Like you can't hate when Latinos or other immigrants love their flag. And trust me, they have issues with their countries. They love their flag and they're entitled to love their flag without any reservation, and you cannot hate them for loving their flag while you decide to hate yours. Love your flag, guys. Now, another thing I would say is like when I don't know who was talking about like the whole DACA situation and whatever. I think it's time for folks to like stop acting ignorant and start being more curious towards what the country is. America, and I think I touched on that yesterday very briefly. America is like a big marketplace for workers and businesses. This is not like a normal country. Okay, this is a capitalist empire. If you are not aware of that, then go somewhere else because obviously you need immigrant labor. America is not an empire that has pillaged the world just to come say, hey, we want to gift something to like those beaners over there over the wall so that they can come here and destroy the country. No, that's not what's happening. They're gifting us, quote unquote, some incentives so that workers can come here and do the jobs that businesses that have been formed by American people can have cheap workers. Something that Americans, instead of bitching about cheap workers coming here, they should start a business and hire some of those cheap workers, which are the immigrants. I want more immigrants to come here. I want more people to come. I want more people in DACA, and I want more people crossing the border if they're going to work here. Of
To come
course,
to
I
Puerto
want.
Rico illegally too.
Oh yes, I am a capitalist, and I said it many times. I believe in capitalism. I love it. Thrive in it. Learn how to work it. If you don't know how to work it, you're complaining about it. Bitch somewhere else. Go
Can I say
somewhere
something?
else.
Wait,
About
wait, real
Puerto
quick.
Rico
Wait.
being
Stop. Wait.
Can I say
Hold on.
something?
Wait. Hold on. So
Denise, I
Denise.
love you, but that's
Wait. Real
bullshit.
quick. Hold
Can
on.
I say something?
Denise. You mean to tell me you want some of these thug ass beans to come over here? Oh,
No, not the
no.
crime.
Let me stop.
It's not that kind, but bring them all.
Can I
Bring them.
say
Wait.
something?
It's not,
Let
and it's
let
not only Latinos. It's not only
Can I say
yeah.
Latinos.
something?
Let
Immigrants
Can I
from
say
everywhere.
something?
let Tiny
Can I say something?
let Tiny
First
talk.
of
Let
all,
Tiny talk. Go ahead.
I agree to disagree because the indigenous people they want to keep burying and not realizing that this is not a country. This is a corporate. This is a continent. Invaders, all right, stepping and pounding all on the indigenous people, the original people, the organic people, and they have a right. And the American spirit does not serve us. You understand me? So I don't care how many people DACA. First of all, they could do whatever they want to do with DACA, but I want my tax dollars, okay, to go to my
Facts.
community, okay,
Facts.
not to anybody else that just come running across the border and all this and all that. And I'm Puerto Rican, by the
Yep.
way, okay, and I love my people. I don't care. I love my original because when you look at my people, we don't see we see.
Then what are we talking about, Tiny? Because Puerto
Listen,
Ricans, we
we
don't
talking
have
about
the quorum.
respecting the indigenous people. And when we
Indigenous
go
people, we
back,
don't have indigenous people, Tiny, in the island.
we
They're all
have
You're
dead.
them
wrong.
here
No,
in
we don't.
America. We have
Oh
them
my
here in
God, here we
America.
go.
This is a corporate invaders trying to
Are you
step
talking
all
about Puerto
over.
Rico or you're
And
talking about here?
I'm talking
I live,
about America,
Denise. I live in
America
Puerto
spirit,
Rico.
and this is my
Again,
tax
are
dollars,
you
and I
Puerto
got a right
Rican?
to say that I don't want my tax
Denise,
dollars just given anybody. What
please let
about
me
my
say.
children here
No,
and the
I want
black
to talk to
community
the Puerto
and the
Rican chick,
Latina
no?
community and all
There we
that good
go with the
stuff?
nonsense.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm
Because
gonna say,
no, it's
okay.
not. It's
When
the
you finish,
respect,
I'll
the lack
talk.
of respect that we have for the Black Americans. Black America needs to be acknowledged. Okay, it don't go like that because it's selfish. It's just ingenuous and it's just rebellious for no reason. And I gotta speak in spirit and in truth. Okay, I'm not here taking no fake race side because I don't care about flags. I care about how we're being treated, how we're being divided, how we're conquered with many opinions, many different emotions. At the end of the day, we all hit. You know what I'm saying? Medical martial law proved that to you in the polemic, okay? So it is
Facts.
what it
I don't
is.
understand how that relates to the island of Puerto
It
Rico.
is
All right. Okay,
everything,
wait.
honey. And if
Tiny,
you
let her
don't
No, you
respond.
accept
clearly
it,
don't
then
know
Tiny,
what the
listen.
island is
Tiny,
all
let her
about,
respond.
and you were
Tiny,
never
let her
raised there
respond.
because my
Black
thing is,
America.
okay,
Black
you are Black
America.
American then, you're not Puerto
Black
Rican.
Please,
America.
Mike.
Okay,
That's
so
what we're not
basically,
gonna overlook. Simple.
Okay,
okay,
Black
I'm lost.
America.
let her
I am.
respond. Let her respond.
I'm
Let her
lost.
respond. Go
I'm
ahead.
lost because she yelled she was Puerto Rican. Now she's Black American.
Complaining,
I don't
man.
understand.
Being a
So,
victim,
if
man.
for the Puerto Ricans that are listening, right, without people interrupting me or whoever is taking a leak, please mute yourself.
Jesus fucking Christ. My
So,
God.
so basically, like if you're Puerto Rican, I'm gonna be blatantly honest, and you might hate me for what I have to say, right? But right now, Puerto Rican has to understand several things. First of all, the Americans were not the ones that colonized us. It was first of all was Spain. We don't have no indigenous people. They're all dead, okay? We have mixed people that somewhat look indigenous, but the majority of us are not indigenous people. Majority of us are either like me or darker. That's it. So moving from that, we don't have the quorum for an army. We cannot fight the U.S. away. We just have to work with them. I don't care if you're complaining. Like I said, I can be pro-independence. I believe Puerto Rico should be emancipated, but in the real world, we cannot emancipate ourselves. So we might as well just get attached to a larger nation. Ma'am, please shut up,
Wait,
please.
let her finish.
Jesus
Let her
Christ,
finish.
for the love of God.
Tiny, let her
There's
finish.
no such thing as we
For
can't.
the
Tiny,
love
let her
of
finish. Please.
God.
Go ahead, Denise. Denise, go ahead.
Jesus Christ.
But Denise, go
Lord.
ahead, but you gotta land the plane because you belong with
So again, I don't know why we're trying to act like in this wokeism retarded agenda that we must fight white supremacy or capitalism. No, learn how to fucking prosper in capitalism. I've said it many times. My whole platform is all about that. Learn how to use the system that you live in. If you're not ready to go to war with the white man, you're in their land, you're in their system, and you got to learn how to work with it. If you don't like it, that is okay. Go to war and shut the fuck up. That's it.
No, because this is not their land, and nobody has to shut the fuck up because this ain't communist, and I don't give a fuck about capitalism, okay? Capitalism is my nightmare, okay? Your fucking American dream is my nightmare at the end of the day. Welcome to
And let's
America.
can I add to that? Can I add to that really quickly, Radical? First and foremost, I wanted to say the American dream is dead. You have a rise in white nationalism going on because the same poor white people that was promised that they was going to be at the front of the line are getting fucked over by the elites right now as we speak, and have been. They didn't have an issue when it was black Americans that was getting fucked over, but now that shit has spilled over into the white people getting fucked over and not actually being able to sustain themselves, you have a rise in white nationalism and mass shootings, just like we fucking saw in Buffalo, New York. Just hold on one second, brother. Hold on, chill. Everybody, let's have some panel decorum. God damn. But listen, wait, hold on, brother. But you have a rise in white nationalism. The fucking inflation rate is through the fucking roof right now. People can no longer even afford to live in the inner cities. The same inner cities that we once lived in the 90s and the early 2000s, all the way back to the 80s and 70s. You can even a fucking slum is getting gentrified into a place where it's nothing but condominiums that's starting at $3,000 a month. The wages are remaining stagnant in the U.S., where the wages are still the same that they were in the fucking mid 90s, late 90s. They're barely going up. Meanwhile, the price of everything else is going up, and people can barely afford anything. A lot of us Caribbean folks and black folks, we ate oxtails growing up. You see the fucking price of oxtails if you go to the grocery store right now?
$50, $40.
$60, $70. Right now, and people are up here talking about capitalism. It has its pros and cons, but it's meant to exploit people that are at the bottom to fund to fund the economy of those at the top. That's what it's meant. It's rigged. It's rigged.
Gotcha.
It's a rig. You can't tell people to play a fucking game.
Wait, because I'm gonna start wrapping it up. I want Kofi to go give me your final thoughts. You got 2 minutes. Go ahead, Kofi.
Nah, thank you for having me on here. Rakim, you were speaking truth. That is true. Capitalism works, but you have to have a balance, right? You have to have a balance, and that's why there's certain laws and stuff in place where capitalism can't crush, the average person. But the panel discussion, I would like to see more of it. To see that the dude you're gonna debate. I like to see a little bit more of it, longer of it. My whole thing is that my whole purpose of being here is just let everybody know that we are all black. In the eyes of the white man is laughing his ass off right now because he all sees us as niggas. And that's the sad part about FBA. You know what I'm saying? Because they're trying to say, like, no, you're different. You know what I'm saying? What's the saying? Same ship, different trip. You know what I'm saying? All enemy is the same. So you do not trip over, well, that person that's not American said this about him. Fuck them. They're idiots. I consider there's some Americans that say some dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say all Americans like that. I got Americans married into my family, vice versa. I grew up right. Unless I start speaking put on my accent, you think I'm just
You
American.
got 40
So
seconds.
I
Bro.
be hearing the shit that some
Can I
Americans
say
say about
something?
Caribbeans, and I sit there and laugh because they don't know.
Can I say
You know what I'm
something?
saying? At the
Can I
end of the
say
day,
something?
we are all the
Give it a minute,
same
Tiny.
people.
All right.
And once we all stand up, like Tiny says, it's a wrap for everybody. So stop with the stupid ass divisions and just be with like-minded people that's for the empowerment of black people. That's it.
All right, thank you very much, Kofi. Please don't be a stranger to this channel. Definitely come back.
No doubt.
All right, cool. Tiny, you say you want to go. I'm gonna
Oh,
give you 2 minutes.
okay.
Say what you have to say. All
Okay,
right.
all right. For the record, you know what I'm saying, it's very important that we educate ourselves with the elements, commodity, and natural resources at the end of the motherfucking day. Because that's what the war is going to be all about. When the motherfucking system crash, it ain't going to be about no fucking race. It's going to be about having no other choice, survive or die. All right, so y'all stop playing out this motherfucker, because every black motherfucker going, everybody black in America, you are black America right now at this motherfucking point, and you are whole target. Black all around the world is being targeted. It's a cashless system trying to be forced upon us. Don't be no fucking fool. Learn your elements, all right, your commodity and natural resources, and fuck this motherfucking invading ass oppressing ass system that does not serve us. Capitalism was once upon a time good for them with the white privilege, but now as a whole, no. Original all around the world, black all around the world is fighting this motherfucking fight, and no one little ass Tyreek is gonna stop this motherfucking chaos, okay? Because at the end of the day, all carbon beans are chaos. That's the real science. You know what I'm saying? Learn your shit, learn your science. I'm out of here. Thank you
All
for
right.
having
Thank you
me,
very much, Tiny.
and I
Please don't be a
apologize for
stranger.
the inconvenience.
No,
All
it's all
right.
good. It's all good. You're always welcome over here. Thank you very
All
much.
right,
All
baby
right,
love.
peace.
Thank you.
No problem. Okay. Big T, you got 2 minutes. I don't know if you still live. Big T.
Yeah, man, I'm still here, man.
Yo, Big T,
Yeah,
shout out to you. You got 2 minutes. Go right ahead.
yeah, man. I just want to say something about the FBA thing, man. I just want to say, if you ain't see Tyreek bullshit, man, you need to wake up and see that he's just trying to divide the black and brown people, man. Trying to stop us from accomplishing to defeat white supremacy, man. Yeah, he's one of those people that's doing the dirty work, man. If you ain't see the dirty tricks he been on and all that, from what I've been hearing, it's like that's crazy, man. I didn't even know he was on that, but I knew he was on fuck shit, man. I just want to say something else, man. Like, yeah, man, my bad for like saying like I was Native American and all that, because we ain't Native American, man. We from Africa, man. I'm proud of that shit, man. That's all I gotta say.
All right, cool. Thank you very much, Big T. Don't be a stranger. Definitely come back. Truth Teacher, 2 minutes. Starts now. Go ahead. Truth. All right, we're gonna skip truth. 215. You got 2 minutes. Give me your final thoughts.
Damn, what yeah, there was a point that I wanted to make earlier about the whole question, why are black women least desired? I never got to make the point. I think the answer to that lies in what you really should be asking is, why is Asian women the most desired across all races? When you look at what the sociologists are saying and dating analytics, so yeah, I just wanted to make a point on that. Asian women are the most desired. We need to look at why that is. Why Latinas are second most desired. White women are third most desired. Then it's Indian women fourth, and last is black women. But if you wanted to know the answer why are black women least desired, I think we should point to why are Asian women the most desired, and then we can compare and contrast with that, and then we'll get our answers from that. But I just wanted to, you know,
Gotcha.
never got to do it. So
Gotcha. All right. Thank you very much. Definitely don't be a stranger. Definitely come back and voice your opinion. Okay, bro? All right. I got that Afro that yo Afro. I think you stepped out right quick. So Kevin C, 2 minutes. Give me your final thoughts, and then I'm gonna let
Yeah,
Afro
so
and then Rakim. Go ahead.
so the debate that you did with this gentleman, Black Thought, whatever he is, that's I actually went to his channel, looked at some of his stuff. He ain't got a whole lot, but I guess he's okay for right now. But that actually works out fine. You're talking about black issues with a black person, and you guys are going back and forth, and it's intelligent discussion. And I would say that if you're going to have a topic about black people, I would just, allow some black people who are informed on the history, the culture, and the issues, who can speak to that, probably come up and actually speak intelligently to that, and understand that a black person is probably going to disagree, and it's probably a legitimate disagreement, and you can go back and forth. But at the end of it, we should, be able to walk away with some level of understanding. So when you have a curious question as it relates to black people, it just makes sense to have somebody informed to speak on that topic, because when you do that, then it looks like you're just fucking with black people and you're just trolling or some other weird stuff. And other people have said that, so that's kind of how we got off with that stuff. The other thing too is I pay attention to what people say, and people do a whole lot of whenever they're having issues and problems, there's a lot of explaining. They go back to the history and all this other stuff. I'm telling you right now, as black man, because when it comes to us, everybody wants to do that. I don't want to hear about Jim Crow, and I damn sure don't want to hear about slavery. And I'm literally very serious about this. Nobody at this point, especially black men, wants to hear anybody else's story. If we got to pull ourselves up by our bootstraps, then I'm looking at y'all do the exact same thing. And nobody's doing that. And that's the hypocrisy of all of these other racial groups, all of these special interest groups. Everybody's just crapping on black men, and we see that. And that's why you guys are getting a lot of pushback. All right. And that goes with the stereotypes, that goes with everything else, to include these passport bros and all the other stuff. These black men do not have a history of going to other countries and screwing everything up. These black men themselves, and don't even screw up their own black women. We're not even doing that, because the numbers are out and it's been proven. That's why I say when people who are non-black talk about black issues,
all right, your time is up. Your time is up, Kevin. Your time is up. Thank you very much for coming in, Kevin. Definitely don't be a stranger in this channel, and shout out to you. Thank you very much. All right. So Afro Diaspora News, you got 2 minutes. Give me your final thoughts.
Yes, sir. And I'll try to be even more brief than that. Thanks for having me up. And really, let's take the emotions and anger out of it. African Americans and Puerto Ricans, if you're really upset about this and you want to stop gentrification, call your local congressmen and senators to end DACA and foreign aid so that you can use your tax revenue to preserve your African American and Puerto Rican communities. Additionally, buy real estate in the countries that immigrants come to the U.S. from. Don't get mad, get even, really. And I say that with love. But thanks again, Radical Latino, for having me up, and you stay blessed.
Oh yeah, not a problem, bro. You're welcome here anytime. Anything you want to ask to the panel or to Latino issues, definitely feel free. Just come in.
Yes, sir. Peace.
All right, peace. Yo, Rakim the God. You got 2 minutes, bro. Give me your final thoughts and tell me what you think.
Yeah, man. Shout out to this live, Rad. I thought this was quite interesting. But yeah, just to piggyback again off of what Kevin C said, I've been on here trying to, I've shown respect to every group. I don't have no inferiority complex. I ain't got to look down on people and talk shit about people to make myself feel like I'm better than than anybody and everything. This whole capitalism argument, Denisse, once again, I got a lot of love for you, but you're wrong. I'm the motherfucker. I'm one of the few motherfuckers on the panel that make more money than everybody. And if what I'm saying, and I'm telling you, it's a fucking rigged system that's failing. A lot of people are still thinking about the fucking American dream that was sponsored to them when their grandparents came over here. It's no longer like that. The only reason people think that is because the American dollar equates to 3 or 4 times worth more than it would do in a lot of these other countries. But what Kevin C said, just like DMX said, and here we go again. If it's fuck me, nigga, then it's fuck you. If you don't like me, if I'm making excuses and everything is victimhood, then hold your own motherfucking weight too. Like, don't nobody want to hear your problems, or we have to come over here with a backpack and no, I ain't trying to hear that shit. Because people, the government destabilized our country. Well, if the government did that to your country, what the fuck you think it did to its own people here in the United States? So if you don't like that, or if you don't like that, then don't expect me to have no respect on what's going on with other people. Tariq Nasheed, I don't agree with a lot of what he says, but he has some validity to what he says. That's why he has
Black Americans have always been at the forefront of fighting. And truth be told, ain't nobody sparked up a motherfucking revolution or anything unless it was off the backs of what we was doing to get the resources that they need for their own group. So let's keep it real. And, you know, I think I've been a very, you know, nice person coming on here trying to speak to other people. But
Your time is up. Your time is up. But finish that last thought. You also got a couple of people
yeah,
choosing up on you. You say that you got a couple of people choosing up on you.
that's all right. Come on with it. That's all right. What's up?
You're making bread. People are like, yo, let me hold something. You know, you got the females choosing up, Rakim. Yo, you got this.
But
go ahead. Finish that
but
last thought.
nobody's not complaining. I worked for everything through blood, sweat, and tears. I worked for everything I had. The only thing I do is make parallels to when people don't have no fucking help. If I didn't have help, I would be sticking a gun in people's faces right now trying to get what I needed to survive. So I know that for a fucking fact. A lot of people that talk about this victimhood, you ain't never went on no fucking blocks. You ain't never been in no areas where it's abandoned buildings and food deserts. You ain't never did none of that. You ain't never went over there.
All I gotta say is that 4 or 5 feel different when you're holding and somebody else isn't. So
but like I mean, and I'm not saying that in retrospect right now, but as a kid, I wouldn't have fucking known no better because I didn't have the resources and I was looking for some type of help. And everybody need help. Don't nobody fucking come here and pull their bootstraps up by themselves. And if they tell you that, they fucking lying, because you it's no possible way that you can come turn scrap metal into some fucking into wealth, and then then I help my family and no, it's loopholes. That's how people build. That's how people build up.
Now, thank you, Rakim, for coming in. Remember, Rakim is a truck driver. So, ladies, he's gonna be swinging that thing in a hood near you. You heard? You know, if you want to holler, you got to give him something on the Cash App. You know what I'm saying? Now, let me stop. Yo, Rakim, thank you very much, bro. Thank you for coming in. I'm gonna have you on the back. All right.
All right. No, thanks, Rad. Appreciate it.
No problem. All right, guys. Listen, thank you very much for coming in. I know the debate didn't go as long. I wasn't aware that he had to leave. It's totally fine. It's definitely cool. I got a couple of people in the back that wants to, have like the little afterlife or whatever the case is. That's totally fine. We're definitely gonna have that. For that being said, shout out to everybody on Twitch right now spamming. Okay, it is what it is. My viewership is going up. It is what it is. Shout out to everybody watching right now on Rumble and also on YouTube. Listen, I'm just here for discussions. Let's just have discussions. You know what I'm saying? If you like this whole thing, like, share, subscribe, and share it to the people. You know what I mean? Help me in the algos. With that being said, catch y'all later. Peace.